Welcome to Scripts and Giggles with Shoshanna
And Marnie.
I was gonna say that was like an echo, but I didn't know you were singing it.
I would like to apologise.
To me?
No, to our listeners.
Yeah.
This podcast started off really organised and structured, and now it's basically descended into an hour of improv insulting each other, which had nothing to do with any. Well, it did have something to do with pop culture news. Really triggered it, but like it really was just an hour of improv. And you know what? I really liked it.
What are we talking about? The last couple?
I'm just talking about the energy of the podcast.
Oh, do you know what? It's true. Since when Cordell entered the chat,
it's not Cordell, it's Cordial. I've noticed you keep calling him Cordell because you've been watching Love Island USA.
But I haven't been watching it. And but also the way you spell it is cool.
No, it's cordial. Like spelled like, oh, we're being cordial.
I mean, it's
But with
to
a
go.
K.
Okay, yeah, crap. I may need to go and check. Yeah.
That's what she said. I was like, no, it's cordial.
I need to go and check, amend some spellings.
Might be my accent.
You're right. I should always remember him as not being cordial.
Yes, exactly. And that's why he's called Cordial.
The irony of the freaking situation. Yeah, you're right. You know what? This podcast was supposed to be about TV predominantly, but like, we have to talk about other things that's going on, and life has been life always lives.
Life
so
will literally be lifing.
Yeah. So
and you know, that's what makes good art. Art is based on life, and if people aren't living, then we won't have good art, and if people don't wear wigs, then we won't have good art. So like, in short, we're creating art to talk about art.
And that's art.
It's literally art.
And the irony is like, Cordial putting on that wig, Terrence Howard put that wig, was actually to promote art. But he didn't tell us what the art was until now, when it's for a show called Night Something.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think it's going to be like...
Whoa, that's come full circle there.
It really has, because, you know... But I really wish he had... You know what? That's a great bit of publicity. Come in with the wildest wig, don't say a single thing. Months later, then we find out it's for a show. But yeah, it definitely was for a TV show. Terrence Howard wig. Jesus. It definitely was for a show. I swear it was. I'm not making this up.
Why don't you just type in Terrence Howard new show?
Yeah, sorry, yeah. But
again, this is all entertaining, listeners. Don't you
Fight Night. Wait, is that it? That's Taraji, no Terrence Howard.
Uh-oh, Shoshanna's having a senior moment. This never happened.
I don't get it, because yes, it's for a show called Fight Night. And I saw he wears that wig. I knew there's a reason why he wore that wig anyway.
I still don't believe that was an accident that he just wore off set though. I think he was just
Nope, he is for a show. Look at him with that feathered wig.
Yeah, I think he just likes a wig though.
I'm sure he does. Yeah.
I think he likes a wig.
Oh yeah. So it was a bold choice to wear that wig.
Yeah, you never. It wasn't like, oh, I just can't remove the wig from my head. It must stay on. Unless the interview was happening on set.
Yeah, but that being said, the wig is wild. Even with all the characters, with Samuel L. Jackson, look at the way he does. There's something going on with the hair and makeup. It's giving me what's his name? Tyler Perry.
No, this wig is great. I stand by it. I think this wig is fantastic.
Wild. I feel like I can imagine you wearing this wig, but you will put it off.
Yeah. Maybe. I like the colour. I like the
style.
I like the style, but I also like the
colour.
Burnt orange.
Yeah, the Albany. Yeah.
Albany.
Yeah, it's cool, but
colour.
I just, again, we won't go back into that conversation. But like, all I'm gonna say is, if my man came dressed like that, conversations.
And conversations were had.
Conversation were had in that episode, and conversation would be happening on that date. I don't think we'll even get to date. Because I do believe, you hear the horror stories about the dating apps. Like, I do believe you need to be doing these FaceTimes before your dates.
Yeah,
save
my
yourself
therapist
time.
said you should speak on the phone, and I said that sounds horrible.
But you should be.
Speaking of, I'm back on the apps.
Are you? Is it because you saw success with our friend?
No, that's not why. That's not why I'm back on the apps. It was just that thing of like, I'm not going outside.
Yeah.
I'm not going to events.
Yeah.
I'm not going to find someone at work because everyone I work with is wifed up.
Yeah.
Or a woman.
Gay.
or gay.
Yeah, sorry.
So, I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna see what's out there, and honestly, it's getting worse.
Oh crap!
Every time I got this out, it literally gets worse. I'm seeing. Why did I see someone I already matched with and went on a date with? Like Hinge.
You should be clearing this out. Is there no way that you can click update? Like, wait, when you unmatch them, that is your cue that
I think we're still literally matched. I don't even know how he managed to come up as a new person.
Different photo?
No.
Oh, that's wow.
The exact same profile. I think at this point, like all that stuff about Hinge being like basically bots only, I think that they've decided like these are the people we're going to show to you, Marnie.
Yeah.
And we will not be changing that for high or high water.
Oh no, pay us, and then you will see.
I'm not going to pay you.
And you will see the oceans open.
I'm not paying.
And you will see.
Did you see that there was people were saying that's a hack on Hinge is to not click. Because you know where it says your ethnicity?
Yeah.
Click white.
Yeah, I've seen the girlies do that.
I'm about to try that.
If you do, can you let me know how it goes?
Oh,
yeah.
Because
some of the girlies have done that on the TikToks, and they said that they were seeing 6'5".
Were they matching with those people though?
I don't know if they were matching, but they were definitely seeing. Actually, no, I think some of them did say like, their matches changed. Like it was getting more.
Because if those guys have checked, I only want to date white women.
Yeah. And
you click white and you're not. You're going to get to see them, sure, but are they going to want to match with you?
But that's yeah. But I do think on the flip side, who you're seeing may change as well.
Yeah, I think the whole thing needs to be refreshed because it's dead. I've had conversations with 2 guys.
Yeah. How are they? Nice?
Very different.
Okay.
Conversations. One was like very bantery.
Oh, nice.
And then he sent me the line knock knock.
Oh God.
On Friday night. I then decided I wasn't going to go on the apps over the weekend.
Yeah.
He unmatched me.
Well,
I don't know if he felt embarrassed by the fact that he was about to do a knock knock joke, or if he felt like, oh, she didn't respond to me, so it's over.
It's like knock knock, no one was there. So
yeah. He also, when I was speaking to him, I felt like I don't know how to describe this, but like I'm quite a witty person. Not to blow smoke up my own arse and that. Quite a witty person. Like you think you're witty, but it never hits.
Fam, I'm hilarious.
The only person laughs at your jokes is you.
But that's the most important person you need to make laugh. I think that I don't make you laugh immediately, but then after you deep the joke and you think about it, then you do a little snigger, like that little smile on the side of your face. I see that smile a lot. I don't know, I'm funny. Anyway, continue.
Your Honour, I promise. So we were going back and forth.
Yeah.
And I had said like, oh, I'm a tarot reader, so I can read the future. And he was like, what's my future going to be? And then I made something up and then he was like, oh, you could have just said you didn't want to do it. I was like, I literally made something up like it's a joke.
Oh
I don't know. I just feel like, why are you such a baby? Like, grow up. And there was another, and also the other thing that I felt like he was trying to do as well, but he didn't get a chance to because I just wasn't having it.
Yeah.
It was like trying to make the conversation sexual.
Yeah.
That's like a big red flag to me. Like, we've literally sent like 4 messages to each other. I don't think it needs to be.
It's like, what are you wearing? What the hell? What did you
say? Okay, it wasn't as bad as that, but it was stuff like, where can I get a good massage? And I was like, go to the spa, what the fuck? I'm not gonna give it, basically. No. I'm not gonna buy into it. And I wonder if, maybe he was looking for someone who'd be a bit more flirty in that way, and that's not my way. So we were matched. The second guy was like rapid fire asking me questions.
Wow.
But like not like it wasn't turning into conversation.
Reminds me of that guy from Love Is Blind, the white guy that initially, Matt, that was trying initially dating age.
Yeah. He's like, I've got 23 questions to ask you. Yeah.
What number would you want to ask? Yeah.
It was like he was like, oh, are you watching the Euros? I was like, yeah. He was like, so am I. I was like, okay. And he was like, what do you do for fun? I was like, I like to watch TV and read. I was like, what do you like to do? He was like, the same. Where do you live? Everything was a question. It's like no chat. Like he's like, do you prefer to text or call? I was like, oh, I think I like text, but I prefer texting, but like, if we're close, then I like a good phone call. And he's like, say, what do you, like, do you know what I mean? I'm just like, oh, this is weird. I don't like the energy of this. Which is like
the complete opposite. Like, some guys, when I was on the apps as well, it's like they can never ask a question. So you ask them a question, they'll answer nothing. Not even about, how about you? None of that. So you're just like, wow, this is a fun one-way conversation. And then now you have someone that's like, too many, because he read that questions are important. So he's like, let me just keep on throwing questions.
Yeah, and then he was like, so should we swap numbers so we can start planning a hangout? I was like, I don't feel like we've got a sense of each other, actually. Like, yeah, you've asked me a bunch of questions. And like, I don't know what it is about asking questions where it doesn't lead to conversation, where it just feels like I've filled out a form. It's like the form doesn't really, won't ever really represent who you are, right? It's a form.
But is it because it's on text? Do you feel like it would have been different if you...
No, I think I mean, in person.
Actually, sorry, you can still have a conversation with someone over text. It's not going to have the fluidity, but you can still have the conversation.
Yeah, unless he was saying the...
Wow, he really bored you then.
Unless the question where he asked you prefer text or call was him trying to be like, I'm much better on the phone, but like, you have a thought right before you speak it, so why can't you translate that same thought into... I don't really understand the big gulf between, I'm better in person than I am in text, because it's like, for me actually it's like, I can't be asked to text.
Yeah.
I'd rather just say it to you in person. Because whatever you're going to tell me in text, you're going to tell me in person.
That's true.
So, I don't know. So I have not responded to him on swapping numbers. I feel a bit uneasy about it, because again, I just don't think I have a sense of him. So the other guy and him, like, and then I've just completely gone off.
Yeah.
Because it's like you spend so much time swiping and like maybe matching with people, but you spend more time just swiping like no one people. And it's just like, I don't... I'm losing the will to live. So I don't think it will be apps for me going forward. Like I don't think that's where I'm going to find the love of my life. But then it's like, wow.
Well, yeah, it is. It's hard out here.
If any of the listeners have tips,
unless you do one of those go to this event, not like speed dating, but like
I also don't. So we can do the same thing in person. Yeah, true. So what do you like to eat? I like that too. And where are you from? Yeah. No,
we don't speed date. You know those events where it's like, oh, okay, I've seen a couple, and they're mainly more like America, stateside type of thing. But everyone comes in. Before you've come, you fill that little like questionnaire about yourself, and then the quote unquote algorithms has found your potential match in the group or someone who you're relatively compatible with, and then you have like either like a lock and key thing or like a clues, and you have to try and find people throughout the night. So maybe there's that.
But what if the algorithm matches me with someone I don't like?
Good luck then.
Yeah, that's what. Because Hinge will be telling you every time you log in there, oh, this is your most compatible man, and literally a dog with a wig on. Oh my god!
Literally cordial.
What do you mean? Yeah, do you know cordial does have quite dog energy actually. I can imagine cordial is a dog with a wig on, a chihuahua with a wig on.
I don't know. I just I'm so mindset is so far away from dating, but I haven't touched an app in well over a year, and I understand why. I understand it's the pits.
It's not. I don't know if it's just like Hinge in particular.
Also, have you tried Bumble or some of the other ones?
Just like I just feel like it's a full-time job that I don't want to do.
Well, one girly, well, it's not a girly, like social media person. She spent months and money going every single app trying to find a man. She found a husband eventually.
That's lovely.
But she did say it was a full-time job.
She's really got a lot of free time because I can't travel. Eat food.
I mean, she was traveling as well, so maybe, and she found her husband is like international. I can't remember from where, but like.
And that's the other thing. Like, what's the point of me sitting on this app if my husband's actually living in Hungary right now?
Yeah.
Or is in the Pacific Ocean surfing?
Maybe you need to go to Pacific Ocean.
I do need to
get some surf lessons.
And maybe that's what it is.
It's really. I don't even know where to meet people unless you are literally join a climbing club, join a running club, or go to church. I should be perfectly honest. The church is having a real struggle.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
The struggle is there's too many women.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
We need more men in.
There's not enough man. Not enough man.
No, not enough man. So that's I don't know where to meet.
I had a thought as well.
Or you get your friends to.
What friends? they hook me up with their other female friends. Girl, do you know any men? Does anybody know any men? I feel like I don't know any men.
It's hard. I don't know any men, and if I knew the men, if I knew them and I saw their red flags, I wouldn't even put you in their direction. I would never put them in your direction to waste your time.
None of the men I know, I would be a good fit for any of my friends.
Actually, it's actually true. Not one.
Not one. So I don't think that would work. I had a thought because I was listening to, and I've been reading this book, and it's about like these two people who meet as kids.
Yeah.
And you think it's like a will they, won't they throughout, but then actually there's like a third person.
Oh.
And it's like a really complicated, like gorgeous story actually. But at the end, the two people from the beginning, the guy's like, why don't we ever get together? And she was like, oh, because our working relationship's more important to me. I read that and I was like, God, that would be so painful to hear. And she was like, no, what you don't understand is that like what we do together, what we like, I could not do that with anyone else. You're the only person I could like make something with. And I was like, but that is exactly what I want, actually. That's how I think I'll know that like, oh, this is my person. Is that like that we like, I feel like everyone I've ever had a crush on, there's been a inkling of like, oh, I think we could like make a thing.
Oh, together, like there's
exactly. Like we could make a thing. I think we have like similar tastes. We could probably like write a novel. We could do that. Or like we could put on a show. Yeah. Like I think I need that. And you can't really get that a sense of that through apps.
Oh no, not at all, no.
Are you a creative person? If I come up with a joke, are you going to laugh politely or are you going to add on to it? Like I need that. I need like I want someone who's just going to like feed the fire rather than be like.
Yeah.
I like my woman to be quiet. Yeah. And I like my man to shut the fuck up. How about that?
So basically, two quiet people just going.
Or like the two loudest people in a restaurant because we're just like, okay, but what if? Wow. Just making a lot of noise, laughing.
Do you know what? But the thing is, it's so when you see two people who have that type of connection, it's so nice to see. I don't want to be part of it because of just like. You can see the connection and the energy, and you know that even if you try and like add a word in, it just yeah, exactly whole. But like, I get that. Like, there are people out there. I am very hopeful. There is your person. There is someone out there who will be like your sparring partner. Not sparring partner. What's he doing in tennis? Your doubles partner.
I think that is the two things that I would need to figure out before I would be like, I'm ready to be married. Yeah. Is it that you need a yin to your yang, or you need a doubles partner? Yeah. Because I think some people need a yin to their yang, and I think some people need a doubles partner. Yeah. And I think you have to try both.
That is true.
To figure out, okay, this one made me feel more secure. This one made me feel more safe. This was the person that I thought we could go through. We could weather any storm.
Yes.
This person, fun. Yeah. Great sex. Like, just so many great memories. But like, ultimately, I feel like we would drive each other into the ground.
Yeah. I've been watching a lot of Pop the Balloon, which is the worst.
The Arlette one.
The Arlette one.
Oh my God.
And actually, going to my point, like, you find there's a lot of people that pop their balloons because they're like, oh, you're too dominant, and I'm a dominant person, and you're a dominant person, and we can't have two dominant people in the relationships. In the relationship, and then you have some women who are like,
I pop the balloon because your jeans are too skinny. I was like, oh, what a silly thing to do, but then you know that you pop. Why do you pop? It's too short.
Yeah. Honestly, I will be the girlie on the when the minute I see him, the minute he walks in, pop. Why'd you pop? You're just a little bit too short for me. I'm really sorry, but you seem so nice. The minute you completely annihilated his personality and his character, but you're really nice. Yeah. You're a really nice guy.
You're a handsome guy. It's just that you're ugly to me. Like they'll be like, they'll rip you apart. But you're a handsome guy.
You're a nice guy. The worst one is that Dr. Edom guy.
He is the devil.
And they brought him back. I said,
as soon as they brought him back, I said, pop, pop, pop.
You know
why?
Because I love that was so funny. But the thing is, I went back and actually watched his episode. And he was like, that whole.
I feel like you have daddy issues. I think you need to get help. Those women were better than me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because, oh God. I'd have been waiting for him outside of that studio.
Exactly.
Oh, we're going to fight.
The way that he was like, oh, but I think you need to go to therapy. I don't think you've done the work. I'm scared.
Yeah, when they're like, oh, actually, I'm at peace. Are you at peace? It's like, you don't seem like you're at peace.
Oh,
it's like, I'm sorry, it's giving cordial.
Like
you came there to fight women. You didn't come there to match with anyone. You came there to be telling people you need to take yourself down a level too, because you're not that bad. You're not my spec, basically. You're not my type. Yeah, you can never get me.
Well, then he told that girl, like, oh, do you think you're the prize? And she's like, yeah. He's like, actually, no, when you're with me, I am the prize. I said,
they let him talk for too long.
I was like, oh, you need to actually moderate this thing off.
Cut him off. But obviously, the thing that's going to get the views is when everyone's messy. But also, I don't want to sit here and I know it's problematic.
You said this, yeah.
I don't want to hear a man reading women.
No, I don't want to hear that.
That does not work for me. I'm not interested in that. I even don't love it when the women are reading the men, but some men deserve to get dragged because they're coming in there. Did you watch the last one where the guy was like, I'm a high value man. No, so that's why if someone gets me out of turn, I'm gonna go back to them because he was arguing with the guy. So everyone starts popping their balloons. Then they're like, oh, so you're a follower.
Wait, is it
that short guy?
Yes. Oh, I have seen him. Stocky. Yeah.
That man looks like a murderer.
He did. The way he came
looks like a murderer. Those tight white jeans. I just said to him, here's the problem. Because you are how do I describe this? Below average height man. Those jeans being that tight, it's really drawing attention to how short and thin the legs are. It's not necessary.
It's not. The thing is,
you yourself a lovely double, lovely wide leg.
Just wear something you're comfortable in. There was one episode where
he was comfortable. He wanted to show his muscles. He's a high value man.
Yeah, true.
You've never met one. That's why you don't. That's why you.
That's true.
That's his energy. I'm like, what on earth are you coming here to fight me? It's just a no, sweet.
I think exactly. Just say that. I'm sorry. I don't think that you're the right guy for me, or you're the right girl for me, but you're really lovely. Thank you for being here. And keep it moving. Keep it step.
You're lovely.
I
wouldn't be doing that. Yeah, I just don't think we'd be a good fit.
Do you know what?
All the best though.
I'll be honest, like the guys that right at the end of I'm really sorry for wasting your time, but thank you for having me.
I wish for them.
Oh my sleep. And always goes like, oh, I'm like, you want your balloons back now?
Or when they're just like, the guys are just super like, not super polite, they're just polite.
Yeah.
Like they go in there, they're like, oh yeah, I didn't get anyone. Like, have a good evening, everybody.
Done.
Why have you come here to be doing, and I'm going to drag everybody who, people haven't even dragged you, they just said, oh, I just don't think we'd be good match. Yeah, but you wouldn't think that because you're ugly, you're stupid. Hey.
So yeah, I think.
Me self.
But also what's interesting as well, alongside the whole like, some guys pop in because the girl's dominant. And they're dominant too. It's also the girls that say, "Oh, I want a guy.
I want to be led.
I want to be led.
What the hell does that mean?
Yeah, like I want to submit to this guy. I want to submit to his mission, his vision." And then they'll still pop it like, "Well, I want you to have your own thing, your own mind." I'm like, what do you want? I don't know. I'm trying to even think about the relationships that I've seen that are successful. I think, I should be perfectly honest, the ones that I've seen that are really successful, there are a bit of the yin to the yang type of thing.
The focus on being led,
There's a partnership aspect,
is crippling the black community. Yeah. Because you realise every other culture is able to function, probably even in the dynamic that you're describing, without it being at the forefront of the relationship.
Like, you're dominant, I'm you don't need to talk about who's dominant, who's soft. No.
Because I think it's as simple as this. The box arrives. We need to put this together. I will put it together. Great, brilliant. I will make a cup of tea.
Done.
People know because the person who is supposed to do it will do it.
Yeah.
Yeah? That's how that would work. The person who's supposed to do it will do it. If it comes to a thing that I'm like, I'm not skilled in this, and you are skilled in it, guess what? I'm going to let you do it.
Yeah.
The obsession with, like, that is one of the things that I've been so struck by watching those shows is how often the women are like, yeah, you don't strike me as someone who could lead me, or I'm looking for a man who's going to lead me. What does a man who's going to lead you even look like? What does that look like?
Because I was thinking about it earlier as well. Like, if a guy was like it's not super strong, sounds weird, but like he's a dominant guy, he knows what he wants, and he's like, yeah, I'm the head of the house. Like, me personally, would I be intimidated by that? Like, and I have to be honest with myself. Would I be intimidated by someone saying, "Well, we're going to do it this way"? Like, I'm a bit conflicted. I'm like, part of me would be like, yeah, it's a really great, like, a guy's taking control and like I can like step back a bit, but the other part of me is like, but I'm also here and I want to like. I am a strong person and I also want to have some decision in this as well, and we should be a partnership. This is something that I am conflicted about. So maybe it's very similar to the whole like yin versus yang / divorce partner discussion. Like, I just don't know if that's the case. But then also, if I meet a guy who's like super quiet and is like wants me to take like happy for me to take control of some things, I'd be like, I will feel like, well, shouldn't you? You're the man. You should. I don't know. I just feel like I'm being conflicted on myself, and maybe that means I'm not yet ready to.
I think
get into the conversation with any guy.
Yeah, I think that I know that there are certain things that do not fall into the remit of feminine that I am very comfortable / quite skilled at doing, right? Because I've just had to be, because there is only me, right? And so in that sense, if my partner turned around and was like, I'm going to be honest with you, don't really like DIY. It just isn't for me. It's just not the way that my brain is wired. Yeah. I could do numbers. I could do cooking. For some reason, I just can't. I can't do DIY. Yeah. And I know that I can do DIY. Yeah. I will say, okay, in this very specific situation, that's your domain. Yeah. Because I can cook, but it's not like I love to do that. Yeah. I'd much rather do the eating. Yeah. And then I'll do the DIY.
Yeah, that's a good compromise, yeah.
As long as it doesn't feel like... I feel like what people are afraid of when they talk about the dominant submissive thing is who's going to step on whose toes.
True.
Right?
Yeah.
If he's like, I know how to put this together, I'm like, I know how to put this together, and it's going to turn into a tussle between us. Yeah. That's what you're really afraid of.
Or if someone's saying, you must do this, you're like, no.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But common sense would prevail where you found someone who is able to just communicate effectively, where they're saying to you, oh, this isn't an order, right? Yeah. But if you wanted to do this, I would be okay with you doing it. Yeah. And vice versa. Yeah. Then I don't think it becomes a problem. Yeah. Or if it's like, oh, my partner, he decides where we're going to eat when we go out to dinner because he likes to do that, something that he enjoys doing, and he's good at it. I honestly do not mind deferring to somebody if that's their fucking special skill. Yeah. My issue is deferring to somebody who don't know what they're talking about because they just want the power. True. I don't like that.
Yeah. And they'll be like, because I'm the man.
Yeah, that doesn't mean anything to me.
That is a complete turn off. And I agree, like I think...
It doesn't mean anything to me.
Yeah, it's the men that come up with that bravado and that like strong chest, like, yes, this is what I do and men do this and women do that, like...
Yeah, it just doesn't work for me. Yeah. I grew up in a household predominantly women. Yeah. Like, I've seen... I wouldn't have got this far in life if we couldn't function without men, right? Yeah. So... You're coming into my life to better it, not to hinder my ability to do things because you're a man and I've got to I don't want to defer to you. Yeah. Not because I'm more than happy to defer to you if you are the more skilled in a certain situation. Yeah. The idea of deferring to you so that your ego doesn't get bruised I don't like it. Yeah. And I had a conversation with a friend about this recently when we were talking about the idea of like, you know, femininity and masculinity and what's a woman's place and what's a men's place. And it's like, I don't care who you are. Yeah. I am never going to allow you to make decisions on my life when I know you don't know what you're talking about. That doesn't make... I would rather get in a boat and have the boat sink because I have got in the boat and I've made a decision to get in the boat than be sat in a boat with you knowing the boat's sinking because I trusted you even though I know you don't know nothing about boats. But you said you're a man and men know boats.
It's really interesting because I'm having a very interesting conversation with my sister about this, that there are certain conversations that we love our dad, but there are certain things that he thinks that he's skilled in, but he has very much shown that he is not. So there are certain things that we will not speak to him about massively or get his advice on because we know he has a way of looking at things and we have a way, like, he has a way of looking at things and sometimes it's just isn't working in the way that the system and the world works. It's not like it's a bad thing or bad advice. It's just not ideal. And so there are things that we may go to him for because we know that that's his specialty. Like I need to ask a crook, pan the jam, but I need to find a new car. That's not something I will go to my dad for. Which I know is different for everyone, but it's like, yeah, for me, that's taken a lot of time to know that, and time to also create boundaries, because sometimes some men are like, well, I know this is how it should be, therefore you should do this, and you're like, no, and therefore now, like, there are certain things that we don't even bother him on because of his mindset on how certain things are. But I don't want that in my relationship. Like, I like, for a man to be humble and know, look, this is not my specialty, but you know more about this. What do you think? Or should we do this? I appreciate a lot more than, well, we should live in this area. Why? Because we should. Because I want to live there.
And I'm the man and I make the decision.
Yeah.
God,
I mean, come on.
You guys. Show me. I'd be like, okay. If a man was like to me, yeah, I believe I should be the head of this household, I'd be like, yeah, when you make a presentation, and show me all the things you've led to this point to let me know the experience that you have in leading, then we can have that discussion. I want to see actual scientific evidence of you, real life examples of like you would in the interview when you led on a project to let me know. Okay, yeah.
Give me an example when you led on a project. What was the outcome?
Successfully.
Successfully. Yeah, that's a very key word. What was the outcome? What was the result? And what was your contribution?
What would you do differently next time?
Exactly. I don't know. Dating is such an interesting thing. I think dating, looking for jobs, looking for homes, they're all in the same thing.
Yeah, it's just a lot of looking and having to reassess and reevaluate and change, and like, I think also find stuff out about yourself, because like,
that's true.
Interestingly, both of those guys, I figured out, or like was able to I want to say voice, but that's not the right word. Yeah. Like, formulate things that I'm looking for in that first initial talking stage, and things that I'm not, right? Yeah. Like, I need conversation, but what I don't need is necessarily...
Question.
Yeah, question, or banter with no clear plan of moving it into, like, okay, it would be great to meet you in person. If we're having such a great conversation here, we could grab a drink, figure out whether... we've got the same goals relationship wise, like, you know, like there is something in between question, and because he, to that guy's credit, he seemed very clear, like, okay, and now I would like to get your number and hang out with you, right?
Well, the question guy.
Yeah. Whereas the banter guy was like, this guy would have bantered until we passed away, like, and there is a middle ground between that for me, I think, where I need the banter to know that, like, okay, we could, like, sit across from each other at dinner and not just be like,
awkward, like,
so what's your mum's name? Like, what do you care what my mum knows? What the hell? Like, but also not, but like knowing that, like, there is a bit of deliberateness and
like intentionality. Like, he needs to show that he's interested in you.
Intention.
And I do, you know, I do think there are some guys that after you need to start with some banter, because I think that's the worst way to like create an quick connection, especially when you're doing this over text. Like, this is all messaging. This is not like in person where like you bump into each other, or, you know, you're in a similar space and environment, and it can come a bit more organically. But mature men know when to shift it. Like, okay, all jokes aside, like, tell me what do you actually do? What do you do for work? Or what do you do? Like, what have we done today? Or, you know, what are you eating right now?
I love to know what's on your plate. Like, what? I'm a chef. That's right.
Oh yeah, okay, that's what Mitchell says. Yeah, like, what are you watching? I was like, something like that. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I really like. I've fallen into a couple of TikToks where like it's the girlies who are now meeting their people online and like, oh, you know, how did I meet so and so? Oh, we met on Hinge, and you know, it's not that bad. And then you read the comments and like, whatever Hinge you're in, please help me on
I also think people should be a bit more honest about like how long they were on Hinge before they met that person, because whether they were paying for Hinge, like all of those things are helpful, because I think sometimes you can you know, not have success on a dating app and feel like it's something to do with you, when really it's just like, oh, the girlie that said she met her boyfriend on Hinge was on Hinge for like 8 years before she met him.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, well, that would have been helpful to know.
Yeah, she downloaded, deleted like 15 times.
Yeah.
And on her like 16th time, he was the first guy that came up.
Yeah,
And she was
exactly.
like, well, he'll do.
Yeah, exactly. And how much of it was like, actually, the reason why we're together is because I've got to a point where I've lowered my standards so much. Like, you know. And not even to be a brick, just because it's like, yeah, before I was looking for a 7-figure man, 6'5", blah, blah, and
6'5", finance, blue eyes.
Yeah.
Honestly, I was in East Central London, where like the finance bros should be, and I'm not lying. I could not pick out a 6'5" finance trust fund blue eyes guy.
London is not
like what?
London, I don't know. You know those videos where they're like on TikTok where they're like dapping up tens at an event.
They're just like dapping guys. Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
And like the difference between those videos in the US and those videos here. I'm like, oh my god.
Stark differences.
That 10 is a 7.
But like, no, 10.
Yeah, like, it's so different. It's so interesting. And maybe it's just because, like, we've got, like, I don't know, rose-tinted glasses on because they're American, right? And we're not American, and we don't realise that, like, not every single American guy is that hot. And we live in London, and so true. It's like, I know, because I get on the train every day, that there's maybe one hot person. Like, not every single person on the planet is hot. Or even hot to you, I guess, as well.
True.
But
maybe because there's just more men. There's more men in America.
It feels like it.
And they're more forward, I'm telling you. When I went to New York, maybe less than LA, but New York, I'm telling you, my self-esteem went through the roof. Men were more forward, but maybe because they just had the accent.
They're like, hey, mommy, take me to England with ya.
What the heck?
Yo, mommy.
I thought you said yo, mommy.
Yeah. Yo, mommy.
Oh, and then I also thought I heard yo, Marnie. I was like, oh, what?
And you turn around. That's not your name. Marnie's here? I'm like, surprise.
Yeah, what? I don't know. I mean, my other thing is, you have to just go outside. Like, as I said, 2 of my close friends met their men in some close proximity to climbing. It's not running. Like, running clubs are like there, but I'm telling you, like, I know people are finding their people on running clubs.
Gay.
But what do you mean?
I don't know, men who like to run with other men. Oh no.
No, they're running with men and women. But unfortunately, the fasting, that's the problem. I have done running club. I've done like one running club, but I also do park run, and I'm slow, so I'm not all the men, the fast men that I'll be looking at, they're really zooming past me.
Backs, yeah.
They really lapped me twice. So what's the problem?
I'm thinking I might try and find a thing like some sort of creative class to do.
But I'll be honest, you're gonna find a lot of women in there.
That's fine.
Okay.
I'll keep looking until I find one, because I don't know, it just really struck me the line in the book where like years have passed, they've like not been in contact, and then like the first thing he says to her is like, we should make something together. And I was like, that's like the hottest thing I've ever heard. Like, what is happening?
Is it because it's hot from a creative, like you as a creative, that sounds hot?
I know, it's just like, you know that you're entering, like, making something with someone is quite intimate.
It is, yeah,
I think that's the thing. It's like, and I'm saying I want to do that with you. I want to do that with you. I want to commit to like being on the phone to you like every day, sending, depending on what it is. Like,
don't you do this already?
Yeah, I want to do it with someone I want to have sex with. That's the difference. I love my wife so much. I want to find somebody who I can do work with at home.
Work.
Literally, I really want to work
from home.
Yeah.
Do you know what? There are men out there who are down for like finding creative partners.
Yeah, but the problem is those men their art is shit.
Yeah.
They'll be like, yes, I'm gonna make this short film about like this guy turns into a dog, and I'm like, oh god. God.
But also, do you want the artsy boy like?
Nose piercing, bisexual.
Yeah. Okay. I'll keep an eye out if I don't.
Why are you gonna keep an eye out? Like, you're out here seeing boys like that all the time. Don't lie.
Not one. I think, I mean, do you know what? I think you'll find, because everyone wants to get into the creative field. So,
as in somebody who's like my person, not just someone who wants to be creative.
I can refer you my friend who he was interested in getting into TV.
I don't, like, as I've just said, I'm not interested in someone who's trying to get into TV. I'm actually someone who's like got a job. No, actually, I think this someone who has a job.
Yeah.
But art is like a hobby of theirs.
Okay.
So I don't think I want to date someone who's like, I am a writer, because then it literally will be work.
Yeah,
and I don't want it to be literal work. I want to be someone who's like, oh yeah, it's like a hobby. Like, I don't know, I write comics.
So maybe you just go to one of like writing classes or something like that.
Yeah. But then will I be like
advanced? Yeah. Maybe. I remember that episode of Friends where Monica and Joey go to a cooking class. Of course, Monica's a chef.
Yeah.
And so they're teaching stuff, and Monica's like, yeah, I can do this.
Yeah.
And they're like, gold star for you. And she's like, yeah, I know. And then someone like baits her out that she's a chef.
Yeah. Why are you here?
Yeah, like you do not need to be here.
Yeah. Or I don't want someone to like seduce me because they're like, she'll help me with my story. Like, no, it's hard.
It is hard. Or you just go to the events.
What events?
Like All Points East.
I'd be like, does anyone want to make a play?
Yeah, actually no.
Is anyone trying to make a play?
That's not gonna happen.
Yeah, like at All Points East.
No, All Points East. I'm trying to think of anything else. Like, do you know what? It's honestly, we all go on holiday.
Yeah.
Do a writing class. In a holiday, like a holiday writing, like
travel writing.
A travel writing class in another country.
Yeah, that seems like something I can do for sure.
Yeah.
Won't cost me a penny.
Yeah, sorry, that isn't the cost you might.
I'll get a Zoom class.
Do you know what? Yeah, but it's hard for you to connect. I mean, if you have homework, and then you have a WhatsApp group, and then you're like, hey, you can help, and then you try and like message that person directly.
My French isn't very good.
See, I've already written the love story. So easy.
Shall we get to conclusion news?
We can. I'm just honestly, it's a conundrum as to why it's so hard to meet people.
I think what's crazy is I think everyone thinks it as well. It's like, but why do we continue to subscribe to these apps?
Or there needs to be a new dating app that is not a dating app, but it's just an app where you can connect with people who like to do similar things to you. And
that probably definitely exists.
It does, doesn't it?
That definitely exists.
Eventbrite.
Yeah.
That's good.
When you're using Eventbrite as your dating app.
But people are using LinkedIn as their dating apps.
What's this? Yeah.
If people
fitness class, male only, I'll be there.
Or do what our friends suggested. What? Expensive gym.
Or going to a cigar lounge. Going to expensive hotel lobbies and ordering yourself a drink and reading a book.
Go to a golf club, golf membership and just looking lost.
Why don't I just put an advert online saying I'm looking for a sugar daddy? I've just heard what you said. Going to the golf club place and looking lost. Where am I? Have I wandered onto this golf club?
Or just like go into a golf course as if you know what you're doing but you don't, and you ask someone like, hi, can someone help me?
I've brought a tennis racket. Is that how you golf? She's like, what are you doing here? You're so stupid. I'm really lost.
Yeah, honestly, I really don't know where to meet.
Help.
Yeah, I don't know where to meet people. I like, to be perfectly honest, my best bet is holiday.
Listeners,
because
like I said,
holiday, you're your most free self. You're happy. Unfortunately, it'll be long distance.
For the beginning, but then who knows?
True.
Love blossoms.
True. Or he's on his way.
Nigeria.
Yeah. Or you're on the plane back from your holiday and you meet him on the plane. At least you're going.
Like, sorry, excuse. And you're like, oh my god. You're the love of my life.
Perfectly honest, on most flights, after they've done a little safety check, nod, land, I will see you in the new car. Yeah. I'll see you in England.
Nobody is trying to talk.
No one's trying
to talk to people.
I have seen people who have chatted to people like for most of the flight, but I'll be like,
who they're sat next to you?
Yeah.
I thought you were like, you came.
No, like, a couple rows like, what do you do for a living?
Hey, white shirt. You're hot.
Or you're in the lounge. You get a first class, business class lounge. I mean, I've sat in a few of them, and most people are just doing work, so...
But you're like, oh my god, he's so hot. Meanwhile, he's on the phone being like, and I sent you the copy already. So at this point, I don't really know what we're still talking about. Do you have the email or do you not have the email? We can't keep going back and forth on this.
And that's how she knew that was going to be her head of the house.
Wow, something about the way that he's yelling into his phone that's really doing something for me.
Oh god. Well, girlies, lads, or whoever, if you have any suggestions of how people can meet in this day and age, drop it down below in the comments.
And then when we start dating scribbles, we'll just try all the different ideas that you guys have put to us.
I feel
like that could be a really fun thing.
That actually
just
would be fun.
Trying those things. Go try. Nothing wrong with doing something once.
Yeah, it's just the idea of like
the energy.
Yeah,
to
like
actually get up and do it. Yeah, yeah, I know what you mean.
It's not even physical energy, the mental energy. And you know when the mental energy of sitting there speaking to someone knowing that you would never like this is not your person and you're wasting your time and life is short.
Yeah, and that is why the hobby stuff is good because you're going there to meet your person, right? Well, the idea is that you don't do that. You're going there because you just love the hobby.
I think we should definitely try climbing.
Okay, well, I'd love to know how to climb anyway.
Yeah.
So let's try it.
Yeah, exactly. You never know when you'll be climbing up a mountain to find the love of your life. That's an analogy there, you know.
Also, sorry, other thing I've noticed as well. Guys on dating apps.
Uglier?
No. That's not what I was going to say. Every profile is the same because all they do is post like, here is me on a hike, here is me, surfing, here is me, go doing a marathon. Yeah. Every photo is the same. Where is the originality? Yeah. Where is the originality? What happened to? But it used
to be the guys who would hold fishes. Like,
yeah. Now it's dogs and marathons. Is it maybe the age that we're at?
Maybe.
Oh God, wait.
I was going to also say, what age range are you looking at?
32 to 36.
Wow, your age range is even shorter than mine. Smaller than mine.
Wait, what's yours?
It would have been 30. Well, no.
I'm not trying to go on a date with someone who's 30.
No, 30. That I was thinking because the last time I did it was last year, like early last year. Well, I was 31. 30. So it was 32 to 37, and then at one point it went up to 14, and I took it right back down.
I cannot
do that. Brought it right back down because I don't know. But that being said, I noticed a friend of mine just had her first baby and the guy, and I was like, this guy looks old. Did some digging, like, was older.
No, this is a mad story, by the way. A friend of mine just had a baby, and I said, that guy looks old. So I did some digging. It's crazy.
Rephrase it. Let me start this whole story again. One of my Instagram friends just had a baby, and I've seen the pictures of her and her husband before, and I was like, this guy looks a lot old. I think I've said it to you on this pod that this guy looks a lot older than her because she's our age. But then I did some digging to find out the guy was like 50.
Yeah, there was
and
a girl
51.
That we went to school with that.
Yeah. 51, and she's our age, 32. And I was like, I mean, that's a big age difference. But
is he rich?
I think he's got money.
Well,
from
what
he looked like he was a founder or something. So
love
that.
Love
so
that
money. So yeah, I was like, you know what? And I always remember that
maybe that could be me.
No, I was like, I just always remember that she was a bit of an old soul, like when we used to work together. So maybe that, does that appeal? Me, I wouldn't be putting into 50, but should I be going to like 35 to 45? Because actually, think about the boys our age. They're still acting as if they were 25. So really, maybe the sweet spot is 35. Up. No upper limits. Let's move on to pop culture.
On that sad note.
We'll take the suggestions and make it into Dating Scribbles series.
Yeah.
I think that'd be good. Maybe we should write a few things down then.
Yeah, we should.
When do you actually want to start doing this?
When does this season end? September?
Summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, September. Oh, well, actually, the way that summer's only just started.
Yeah, this
October.
is probably going to run into... Okay. So we'll start it in October. We'll start it when the new season starts.
That means it gives us some time.
Yeah, to at least put our list together and start being like, okay, when are we going to join this climbing club? I hope.
Maybe you will find someone before them and then we can scrap the whole thing. I
wouldn't put money on it.
Yeah, we can scrap. Maybe a really nice guy will come up on Hinge or whichever app you're on. Just Hinge.
Bear in mind, I've not checked that app all week.
you may have a couple of people like knocking at your door. Now wanting to complete the knock joke.
Oh, after this, let's see.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
After this, let's see.
Yeah. Let's go over to pop culture news. So, talking of relationships, as one potential door opens for you, a door has closed for Maya Jama and Stormzy.
Yes, the door has closed. Perhaps the door that should have been closed the whole time. Like, I don't really know. They're not my Brad and Angelina, you know.
No, but
they're not my Brad and Jennifer even.
No,
Bennifer, as it used to be called. I don't really know. I have no feelings about this. Do you?
No, I need to. Why? I mean, they were. All I would say, they were keeping hope alive for the girlies.
Spin the blocks.
Yeah, this spin the block era. It was her, Maya, and Stormzy, and J-Lo, and what's his face?
Yeah, both of them are done.
Yeah. So, I think that is your lesson for the people. Like, at least people can see spinning the block doesn't always work.
No.
I don't know if it ever works, but I know some people have had their stories of their love stories where they, they broke up and they came back together. But for me, I mean, in this case with Maya and Stormzy, they broke up because he cheated.
Again?
No. The first time. We don't know. I don't know if it's this. The second time around, I don't think it's cheating. I from what I've read,
but they put out joint say it.
They did, yeah. But apparently, Stormzy wants to have kids, and Maya's not ready yet. I mean, she's in the height of her career, so.
Sorry. What's the time crunch on him?
God knows.
If anybody should be being now, it has to be now. Wouldn't it be the woman who actually has a ticking
Usually, but I mean, this is a rumor. I don't know how true it may be. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I wish him all the best.
So do I.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, do you know what? It's just surprising that it was so public with the statement, but I think it's because they've been known for they've been so public with their relationship when they got back together. But it's sad.
Rip.
Yeah.
Speaking of rip.
Go on.
Someone shot Donald Trump.
See, I'm known for wild tangents. Wild, what's it called? What's the word when you... Segues. That was wild. That was actually wild.
Well, he didn't actually die, so it's fine.
Yeah, you know what, he didn't. But... to be perfectly honest, part of it, because we've been watching Scandal at the moment, this doesn't feel surprising.
The math isn't
mathing, but watching Scandal makes me think about how crazy American politics is.
And it's not just you. Immediately after, people were like, "This sounds like B613. This has got Cyrus being written
all over it,"
and I'm like. To be fair, it's so weird that of course people's minds were going to go there. I was thinking about it, I was like, where have we got to as a society where somebody gets shot and our immediate reaction is,
this isn't, yeah.
Because honestly, I'm watching the video and then when one of the guests, what do you call the people that... One of the people at the rally...
attendees or something.
Yeah, was like, we saw the shooter on the roof and we told the police and they were like... Ugh.
What?
And it's like, sorry, assassinations are supposed to work where, like, you don't even know who did the assassination.
I mean, have you not seen Scandal? Like, literally everything is incognito. They are... When I'm saying you, they are blocks and blocks and blocks away. They use a rifle. They can only zoom in. They zoom into the hundreds or thousands degree. That's how far away they are.
This guy's lying on a roof, visibly lying on a roof as if he's like watching TV. Has the rifle enough that people in the audience were taking pictures of him before he even shot.
Honestly, that's
nobody
wild.
Thought that's a bit weird. Like I just can't imagine that happening. For real here, where there was a clear threat and everyone's like, well, let's just continue with the event. I mean, what's the worst that's going to happen? Then, he shoots you. He's not moving. You're barely moving.
Yeah.
And only gets shot in. But then it ends up shooting an actual... Like, somebody did die.
Somebody did die, yeah. Because I don't know who... I think it was on... either on the stage as well.
Oh.
I think, or some basically an attendee definitely
Yeah, it
died.
was an attendee. Yeah. And then you get a shot, and your thing is to stand up and do a fist in the air and say fight, fight, rather than being like, oh my god, someone just tried to kill me.
Yeah.
Someone just tried to kill me.
I'm not even gonna lie. That photo. Again, Scandal. That is your photo. That is your photo. That is the still. When you watch, there are things that resonate with this later on in the series. We're only going to talk about one season today, but like again, it's as if it's been like it was very calculated. It sounds 100%. Like it was calculated.
It doesn't read in the way that you think an assassination would read. The fact that nobody seems to know anything about the shooter, like he just sort of unmaterialized, like. It's just, I don't know, it feels like the exact person you would get to do a shooting if you were going to do a shooting. And then
honestly, someone paid him to do it. And who did it?
Yeah.
Who is Cyrus Bean? Who is this Rowan? Who did this?
I mean, the Secret Service looks bumbling as well. Like, the guy's managed to shoot 3 times before he even got on stage to protect the person. This is an ex-president. He literally has security detail for that reason. Yeah. And if that kid had been a better shot, he would have been dead.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah. Because also, the way the commentary online, as you can imagine, was also wild. Some people were saying that he thinks it was staged. Some people being like, well, Trump has a big head and has big ears. How could he only have got the ear? He should have been able to get the whole head. I'm like, come on, guys. Let's be serious.
But this is the thing. If you have hired him, then actually he's an incredible marksman because he managed to hit Donald Trump without killing Donald Trump.
Unless that was the...
You know?
Yeah.
Like, that's what he was hired to do.
Yeah.
But then, they then ended up executing him. So, I mean, is it worth it to shoot Donald Trump in an ear? Was it worth... Like, I don't know. It's all very... I think... And then the other thought is, great, this is going to galvanise him. We're not going to see the end of him. No. He's now going to call himself a martyr.
Oh, the Republican video of this, when they used the footage, being like, they tried to shoot him down, but he got up.
Literally, like, you could just... all the marketing does itself at this point. Honestly. And so, like, it's crazy that, like, you're watching it being like, first of all, I didn't buy it. Second of all, great. Now we're going to be stuck seeing him everywhere.
Yeah.
And, like, the very last thought is like, wow, someone actually tried to kill Donald Trump.
Ironically, after his presidency... Because a lot of people did probably assume that this may have happened before or during his presidency, the first time. By God's grace, we don't know. It will not be a second. But literally, it's wild. So but to be honest, this is the first time an assassination attempt has happened since like the 80s.
Years, yeah.
Even with Barack Obama. Yeah. And the amount of vitriol that he received, that we know that it never happened. So, honestly, it's getting wild because you first have... It's wild on both sides because... I know, that sounds very... All lives matter. It's wild on all sides. But I meant, it's wild on the Democratic side because there's a lot of talk about Biden and whether he needs to step down because the interviews, the debates, the performance is... Yeah, it's showing signs of cognitive decline, as people have said it, And then on the Republican side, people are starting shooting him out, shooting Trump out. And the fact that he's even a nominee.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So he's also crazy. And he's announced his VP. And then the VP's wife is Indian. So that's also interesting. Anyway.
I mean, is it I always think of the January 6th guy with the Viking hat whose wife was black. And it's I mean... Racists will be the same other people who will be married to said race that they think is problematic because they found one pick-me who's going to back them so that they can tell people, well, I'm not racist, my wife is black.
That is, again, terrifying. Terrifying.
Yeah, it's a problem. I know it's really sad, but I also think of people sorry, Kemi, Kemi Badenoch, who is a Tory MP, a Nigerian woman.
Yeah.
And she's a Tory MP, and I'm like, there's always going to be...
She still won, because she didn't lose her seat with the election.
I don't know, I didn't double check.
Yeah.
I think she's still there, but maybe she did lose her seat. But
because a whole bunch of them did.
I remember watching Prime Minister's Questions once where she, got on her high horse and was like, racism in this country is not that bad. And I was like, wow, how much are they paying you to do this?
Yeah.
Like, because you realise you only have been elevated to the position that you're in this party because you happen to be the only person who can open your mouth and say this.
Yeah.
Using your platform. That's what you're using your platform for.
God bless.
Literally.
Yeah. I mean, what's her name? Let me just double check. Kemi
Badenoch with an Badenoch.
Oh, I found her.
Yeah.
Let me see her husband. Oh, sounds right. Sounds white. She is, she was Secretary of State for Business and Trade. I do think she may wait. Oh, come on, Wikipedia closed. Oh, yeah, she did. She was elected to the new seat. Yeah, so she kept the seat. The reason why I had to check whether she still had the seat in the elections is because the Tories experienced a landslide loss.
They got 8 up.
8 up, as expected at the general elections.
Yeah.
I mean, the Labour. We don't talk about politics a lot because we only talk about.
We did.
During the election and just now. Yeah, we did. Yeah, only when it's really like deep.
And affecting us.
It was expected that the Tories would lose. I think everyone thought the Labour would win like a massive landslide. It's not landslide. What's the opposite when you win like massively?
It is a landslide.
Oh yeah, so they thought that the Labours would win by landslide.
Victory.
Yeah, and they did have some landslide, but it wasn't as big as expected because a lot of seats went to Lib Dems, Green, and surprisingly, 4 million of them 4 million votes went to Reform UK.
It's not surprising. The most upsetting thing about all of this is that Nigel Farage has actually been elected.
Yeah.
I really was hoping that like his story would be that he never ever ever makes it into Parliament. But
lo and behold.
Yeah.
I mean, that being said, the minute that Boris became Prime Minister, I was like, anything can happen.
Literally anything can happen.
Because like, I always say, like, when Boris was mayor, I had no problem. Like, it's not like
he was a fine mayor.
He was fun. Because we had Ken Livingstone, he was like... Actually, no, he was alright. He brought in the bikes. He started the bikes, didn't he?
They were Boris bikes.
Oh, yeah, no, it was... Yeah, Boris. So, yeah, Boris was, as mayor, he was chill. He was a bit goofy, but he was chill. The minute they were like, oh, Prime Minister, I said, huh?
No.
Hold up.
Don't get ideas above your station.
Yeah, like, this... For real, the country, like, London... We are our own people.
And like the mayor has like so little power anyway. Yeah. So it's like he is just a figurehead essentially.
Yeah. Whereas with UK, and then we saw it in 4K. So
partying while your granny was dying. Never forget. Forget.
Basically, they put so many nails in their coffin during their run. Yeah. It was done. Like everyone was like, "It's time to get them out." I remember when I went to the polling station when they thought that I was 12 years old, which is wild. But they asked me, am I excited to vote? And I said no. Like, I wasn't excited to vote because I was like, there's no one I'm excited to vote for. Whereas I had gone to the election booth on many occasions beforehand and being like, okay, I really support this Prime Minister. I'm really excited about this Prime Minister. Or like, this Prime Minister is definitely better than what we currently have. So I'm putting my vote in this party. Whereas this time I was like, it's a lesser of two evils. Yeah, honestly, it's lesser of two evils. I was telling my sister, and I felt so bad. There was there was a ballot sheet. There was a party that said like Christian People's Alliance or something like that. There was a party, basically a party around like Christians, and of course I'm a Christian too. So I was like, oh, that's sweet. But I was like, nah, we're gonna get change.
Yeah, we can't afford to be cute now.
Yeah. I was like, I'm really sorry. We need to make change. Did my vote and put it in and said, let it be. And it was. And Keir Starmer is a new Prime Minister, and he seems to be making some changes already because like things like the nurses strike. Oh, sorry, not the nurses. Junior doctor strike. They're almost close to getting a resolution, which has taken years for Tories to be fumbling around and messing around with junior doctors as they've been striking left, right, and centre for the past couple of years.
I think their aim in the last ever since the pandemic was like, how can we leave as big a mess as possible
Yeah.
behind us?
Yeah, honestly.
Like,
so they can come back again.
We're not trying to do anything good at this point. There's no point.
Yeah.
Like, we've already ruined our legacy with the pandemic, so we might as well just like make it just impossible for whoever takes over from us to fix it, essentially. But they're gone. Well, not gone. Rishi's was in Parliament for Prime Minister's questions, but he was not Prime Minister anymore, so that was cool.
Well, I mean, he's still... Oh, no, he is not Prime Minister, thank God. But he's still the leader of the Tories.
For now.
For now, and then he's planning to step down.
Because that same Kemi was the one who was, during the election campaign, talking about, maybe it's time for us to find a new Tory party leader. So you can't trust any of these hoes. Then you can't trust them.
There's some industries that I don't even want to go near. Politics is one of them.
Yeah, politics is one of them.
Because you have politics already in the corporate world. Why would I want to go indirectly put my feet on the fire in politics?
It's such a shame because I do think that like I would love to be involved in government. Yeah. But not in politics. Because you're right. The thing I hate most about my job is the politics. The thing I hate most about my job is getting on a call with someone and having to give them bad news and then that person turning around and creating a new situation which you have to then go, bear in mind you haven't even got round to the thing that you got on the call to tell them. Yeah. Like, it's just a lot of just bullshit. Yeah. Boring bullshit. But there are people who like live for that shit.
Honestly, there are people, they love it. And for me...
I've been calculated and what's going to be my next step? I don't care about this.
It's as if it's like Scandal.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah. So, I'm telling you, these are people who should be writing. Is what they should be doing. They would be put all of your weird little schemy nonsense into a book. Yeah. And the rest of us would be living good. And then hopefully, then in that universe, maybe the people who actually can govern would go into government. People who can make choices and want to make choices for the like better of people, as opposed to like what will make them popular. But like. Who are we? What do we know?
Just little old us, you know.
Do you have any other pop culture news? We lost the Euros.
Oh yeah. I'll be honest, I'm very sad.
It did not come home. You're very sad?
No, sorry, very sad is really exaggeration. I am sad that it didn't, because the hopes were there, but apparently
Do you not watch the game?
Not a single one.
Oh my god, I actually did.
Not a single one. I'm really like I came in for like little highlights, but I'm not a football girly.
I don't mind football. Really? I quite like the World Cup. Yeah. I think that...
I would say, World Cup final, but I have to be watching it with people, like with my brother. I think he's like the only person that I like enjoy watching stuff with. And my sister as well.
Here's my constructive feedback for football. The episode should be 45 minutes. 90 minutes is excessive. Like, 90 minutes with a half-hour break in the middle where, like, come watch these old footballers talking about. What I would have done is, I don't care. I actually don't care what you would have done.
Not the episode, fam. It's not a series.
No, but I think about it. It really is. Yeah. Because I was talking.
Does she have a season?
Literally, I talked to a producer, and they were like, a very weird thing. A person whose whole thing is that they want to make TV. And they were like, I don't have time to engage in television. So, first of all, I don't know what that means. Second of all, if this was a football game, you'd be there every day, non-stop. It is television. Yeah. Right? You're not actually getting on the pitch playing honey. You're sat in your house, eating your dinner, watching the football.
But you'll be like, we did this. Who's we?
And in the same way that you're going to critique the way those people play football, as if you could even run up and down that pitch for the time that they've been running up and down, is what you need to be doing and applying to the TV shows that you should be watching as a person who's trying to make television.
That is a very good point.
Yeah, it was very weird to me that person said, I would just keep my mouth shut. But as a person who sat down and watched the football, I said, a lot of this stuff can get cut. Kickoff is at 8. Why have you started the show at 7?
Oh yeah, they have to prep 14 everyone.
14 people talking about, this year we really feel like we can make it. Because the boys, they really want it. And also, we've not been here for 66 years. Girl, because you've done all of this, we're not going to win. I'm telling you, you've hyped it up. Don't hype it up. We need to stop hyping it up. Why are you hyping it up?
That's the thing. It's like, because we
never win.
With each round, everyone's like, we're coming home, and they go crazy. I said,
we have never won. Yeah, it has never come home because you guys hype it up too much. We need to, as a country, collectively be like, meh. And I bet you that'll be the year that we win.
Yeah, it's true. Because I'll be honest, the minute they lost, I was really worried. My sister went to O2 to go and watch it. And I had no idea what my brother was watching it. And I was just like, everyone get home. You're black, get home. Thankfully, the losses, none of them were like the black players weren't involved.
There were no losses having watched the game.
Yeah.
I feel like England played well. Look at me turning into a pundit. I feel like England played well. I just think Spain were better.
Also, I was going to say, it's Spain.
I think they were better.
Yeah.
Like, and I think that's the problem with this whole thing. And the football's coming home, all that shit. As good as these boys are, they're not the best. That's why they never win. Like, this is a game of skill. It's not a game of like who deserves it because they really, really want it. If it came down to who really, really wanted it, we would win every year.
Yeah.
Because England is obsessed with football.
Yeah.
The day that we were playing the Euros was the day that they announced the news with Donald Trump. And the way the news was like, Donald Trump has been shot. On to other news, it's the Euros. You guys are fucking crazy. Someone almost died, and you're like, anyway, enough of that.
Honestly, when I've seen
we might win the Euros, guys.
The news cycle was wild. Honestly, I just seen stuff on Twitter. I was just like, you know what? You see Trump. I said.
You can't. I was like, this country is so unserious. This country is so unserious. That's how we end up with Boris Johnson as our prime minister.
I knew that this country was unserious, and I was like, even the whole election. How the whole election rolled out. The guy announced the election when he was pissing it down. Rain soaked in, going, I've now announced an election in 6 weeks' time.
He ran to Buckingham Palace because people were trying to stop him doing it.
And he's like, no, I'm going to go and do it now.
Imagine him breezing through James's Park to try to get to Buckingham Palace. Like, it's just crazy.
Wild. Then on election day, everyone on Twitter was like, dogs at the election booth. I was like... Just people's dogs at election booths. I mean, it was super cute, but I was like, our country isn't serious. Honestly, it's not. And if it wasn't for the fact that my friends and my family live in this country, I would have been out of here, pizza out, early.
There have been so many things that have made you go, oh, yeah, we're not going to survive here.
I just want to dip.
Literally the state of the NHS right now is making me be like, I don't even think it's safe to live here anymore because we gotta get access to the healthcare that they drain our fucking wages for.
Honestly, like, even small, like, anything to do with NHS. Like, I think I was speaking to a chemist, this week. They got my prescription wrong, and I was like,
is there a single part of you? Is there a single department that functions?
No. And I was like, I literally want to shut down the phone. I hate the NHS. Mm-hmm. I hate it. But that being said, if I was in America, I would want the NHS. I love the NHS. But to be in a country where like the system is so
isn't healthcare free Canada?
Yeah, I was gonna say
that's it.
Honestly, I have like.
If we have any Canadian listeners, let us know what's it
how
like.
But I also heard that in Canada, like. It's not all that breezy. Also, things are expensive in Canada. But I do want to visit.
Maybe I should. You know, we had a Canadian tutor in year 7. Maybe that was a sign.
Yeah.
Time for us to get up
and leave. Maybe your husband will be Canadian. I won't be upset.
What kind of Canadian? French Canadian?
That would be even better.
Would it?
He speaks French. He can teach my children French.
Can you speak French?
I can get.
You should not say oui oui.
I was gonna say I could get by. I was like, I don't think I could get by. I will be
French.
struggling, but he can teach me French. Like I'm down to learn French, Spanish, or Portuguese, so I can like live in Canada or somewhere in South America.
Yeah, I'm down to learn Portuguese. Actually, I think it sounds crazy.
It does.
It sounds nuts.
Like,
yeah, it's just like not even.
I should be more Spanish. Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, the election.
Yeah. Wow.
Idiots. NHS. Not good. Wow. Let's hope Labour are able to
do something.
Because honestly, it's likely that we'll probably at the end of the 4 years be like, what the fuck was that? But
can we go? I
can't imagine it'll be worse than what the Tories have done today.
I agree. Because you cannot mess up the country that badly.
They're snatching phones off people. Food banks. There's no affordable housing. Like we're in not a great situation right now.
Yeah, I'm really hoping. Like
the amount of homeless people is like triple. It's just not
great.
It's not it. High Street's a mess.
Desolate.
High Street.
Withered. You used to go to the High Street as like an outing. On a Saturday. Like I'm going to West End.
Yeah.
What am I doing now? Stay in my yard. That's what I'm doing.
Can't even stay. They literally all of these high street staples, Body Shop, Topshop,
any shop,
gone. Literally any shop closed.
Gone.
Debenhams,
bruh. But,
House of Fraser.
Yeah, it used to be like the triple threat. It would be Debenhams, then House of Fraser, then John Lewis, and now John Lewis is the only one that survived. And that's the most expensive one. So usually you go to Debenhams hoping that you'll find what you want to get. Usually like makeup stuff. So you go to Debenhams first. You're like, okay, I'm hopefully going to find it there. If you don't find it, you definitely will find it at House of Fraser. Worst comes to worst, you have to go to John Lewis. And then you're like, right, it's like pricey. £5 more. Yeah, it's pricey. And then if all else fails, Selfridges.
If all else fails, well, you couldn't afford this at John Lewis and you said, let me go to Selfridges. That's where it'll be cheap.
No, so by that point you've given up hope that I'm going to get a bargain. Now let's pay full price. Selfridges.
But like, yeah, I accept it. But like going to Selfridges used to be, well, I'm sure it is still. It's different now that you're older and you've like been there a few times. But like walking through that, like that first floor, they're spraying all the perfume and being like, that looks gorgeous, and like I've been here so
other half lives.
It's and. Now you go down there, it's 14 sweet shops.
Yeah, true.
14 sweet shops.
Oh, God.
I don't know. Like, it's bizarre. It's really bizarre. They've been opening that IKEA for what feels like 3 years.
They're closed. Because last time I saw it, I walked past, they were like, almost ready. Like, something like, what?
They've been saying that.
Yeah, for a while. But
Topshop's been gone for what feels like 8 years.
Yeah, true.
Why is IKEA taking so long?
Well, the thing is, I don't understand why you have an IKEA in the middle of central London, because when you go to IKEA, we had the IKEA in Croydon, IKEA in Wembley, I think.
Greenwich.
Greenwich. Yeah, it is Greenwich. Yeah. But IKEA is one of those places with a desolate area, so you can take your car and pack up all your. You need to buy a wardrobe. You go there. What am I doing in central London? Carrying a.
You buy pots and pans, plates.
True.
A rug.
Yeah, plants.
You're about to see the Bakerloo line and the Victoria line be full of people clutching IKEA bags. Like, it's going to be annoying. They're already packed.
They're so packed. No, that's when you're going to see someone brave. Flat pack. Holding it, trying to drag. I mean, that would have been me. Trying to drag it onto the Bakerloo line.
Everyone's just cutting their eyes at you.
With disgust.
What kind of foolishness is this? Literally.
So honestly, yeah, I mean, things.
Because you can't even get an Uber in central London like that. No, and if you get that Uber, you're basically saying, okay, which makes sense actually, because I don't know if you've ever tried to order stuff from IKEA.
Yeah.
But the delivery costs are crazy. Yeah. So basically, it would work out the same if you got the Uber from the central one to your house.
Do you know what? Not bad. Maybe they could do like a little like taxi service behind, like where behind Topshop, have a taxi service ready to go.
Maybe.
I've got like mini delivery type. But knowing like the cyclist men, they'll be ready there as well. Yeah. Ready to cycle.
So now you do get one of those those cycle things where it's like a little carriage basically. Yeah. Put the stuff in there, borrow the bike, and be like, I'll bring it back. Take your flat pack and wardrobe to your house.
True. So I mean, we'll wait and see. But yeah, I mean, things definitely need to change, and I'm hoping and I'm praying that at least with this new government, with a bit of fresh air, new blood, hopefully the guy Keir Starmer, all the speaking will deliver some action this year. I mean, this coming season. What do you call it? Premiership. In his premiership.
Okay. He looks weird.
He does, doesn't he?
Yeah, he looks like he's not like a real person.
I don't know what it is.
Like some sort of bionic thing that they've sort of put like human flesh on.
Okay, well, not that. I just thought like his head, maybe it's his head shape.
It's too big.
It's too square.
He just doesn't look like a person that exists. He looks like a drawing.
Look, let's just wait and see, honestly. So, actually, wait, the only thing on pop culture that I wanted to talk about was Love Island. Because you haven't been watching it.
I have checked out since the, what's that thing called? Casa More returns.
Okay, yeah. So, very short summary. Some of it you already know. Mm-hmm. And I'm only going to talk about the cast that are actually important. Mm-hmm. Uma decided to leave with Will because 2 new bombshells came. One wanted to steal her. And she was like, no, I need to be with Will. Mm-hmm. Mind you, 2 days before she was getting pissed off at Will because she saw at movie night him playing her, telling all the girls that his type was petite and blonde, which Uma is not. Anyway, she's left. Apparently, he's asked her to be the girlfriend. let's wait and see how long that lasts. By the reunion, I'm guessing they'll be over, but we'll wait and see. Mimi.
Someone said that she must have done something with Ayo.
She must have, because the girl is
hooked.
So basically, when she came back from Casa Amor, Ayo had coupled with Jess, and he was like, he's connected with her, and Mimi was single. But then when these two new bombshells, one of the guys was gonna steal Uma, the other guy was really interested in Mimi. His name is Josh, and he seems like a much better and improved version of Ayo. Let's be honest. But Mimi was down at the beginning. She seemed really interested in him. It seemed like the treatment that he was giving her was what she's desperately been needing. And so all was well and good. But however, then we'll cut to a scene where Mimi and Ayo is talking. And they're just having like side chats. And you can still see there's some like flirtation going on between them. And then people have started to recognise it and notice it, including Sean and... Well, Sean's
why has it got anything to do with him?
Exactly, he's so vocal, going like, I still think there's something there between the two of you.
Okay,
yeah. Then Mimi and Ayo were both saying like, oh, you know, they were together for 4 weeks. Of course, there were maybe some like lingering feelings, but they put it to the side because they're both with their respective partners. All well and good, but the problem is, the voices, you've got Sean, you've got other people going, I still think there's a connection between Mimi and Ayo, has been getting louder and louder and louder. They're always having their side chats. Now Josh, who is Mimi's partner, is noticing, and Jess as well. So people are starting to be like, what's going on? It got to the stage where there was a challenge, kiss, marry, pie, and Josh, rather than kissing Mimi, he kissed another girl, Grace, because he was also talking to her at the beginning. And then Mimi kissed Ayo, and that caused even more issues. And I don't know why I'm saying Ayo like an English person. Ayo.
No, that's how you've been saying it.
Yeah, like an English person. I should feel like I should say it in like a Nigerian way, but I just can't be bothered.
Is that not the Nigerian way?
Ayo, yeah, Ayo. How did I say it before?
That's how you were saying
it.
Oh yeah,
okay, cool. Because I feel like I think I've heard Ayo.
Yeah, I would say Ayo.
Ayo. Yeah, I think I have been saying it in the Nigerian way, the African way at the very least. And that caused a lot more issues, to the point where Mimi was like, well, maybe I keep on saying that the feelings I'm putting to the side, I'm putting my feelings with him to the side. Maybe I should just have another chat with him. So she asked Joey to ask Ayo to come to the terrace so they can have a chat. Honestly, she was hiding holding the drink, crawling in the terrace so that no one would see them. To the point where Ayo was like, no, I'm not going to the terrace. And Mimi was left up there. I'm sorry, that's the biggest L in the whole series so far. It is! Because he was like, no, I'm happy with Jess. I've told Mimi so many times that I'm not interested.
It's embarrassing.
It's actually so embarrassing.
You've allowed him to play you again. And at this point, we can't even say we feel sorry for you because you've actually done it to yourself.
So it's to the point where...
If he wanted you, babe, he would have stayed with you.
It's true. So she was waiting at the terrace for the longest, then came back down. Then she eventually had a conversation with Ayo. Ayo told her, you know, he's happy with Jess. He wants to stay with Jess. The next day, had another conversation with Mimi going, yeah, I'm happy with Jess. I'm staying with Jess.
Oh God.
Just to cement it. Leave me alone. I've seen you to tell. Yeah. And Mimi was just like, yeah, I get it. Someone did say that she has sleepy eyes. And she actually does. Like, the way her eyes are is just a bit like, yeah.
She's goofy. But you know, but she has been showing us that she's goofy from the beginning.
Yeah, we should
when he first got with Uma.
Yeah, that should be it.
That should have told you this guy's not even, he's 10% in.
Yeah.
You stole him from Uma, okay, you kept him. Uma said, fine, I'll get somebody else, I'm not fast.
And also, people suspect that Uma wasn't interested in Ayo to begin with anyway.
Yeah, so she's moved on.
Yeah.
You've gone to Casa Amor, he's done it again. What about this relationship is telling you it's worth saving?
I don't know.
The last time, okay, you can chalk it up to, we were only talking to each other for 2 days. It's now been 4 weeks, and you did it again. For a girl who looks again like Uma, he's telling you you're not my type.
I know.
It's sad, and I know we talk about this every single year, right? And I know that Shoshana feels like it's not sad. Actually, people deserve it. But I just find it sad because I feel like what rings in my head every time is that, like, obviously Mimi's a gorgeous girl. I'm sure that Mimi gets guys all the time when she's at home.
Yeah.
And then the Love Island becomes this weird culture shock, and it's not real life, but it's also kind of real life.
Yeah.
Where there is not enough people who want to date you, and the people who could even be eligible want to date someone who's lighter than you, who's nothing like you. And the same thing happened to Uma. There's nobody really checking for you. Okay, kind of Joey at the beginning, but then he got with Grace and then all of this stuff. Here comes Will. You force it with Will. He then tells you and everyone who will listen, you're not his type. And then you leave the villa to be with him.
I mean, that one, I can't help you. I can't help you with that one.
When you like someone, right, I let's say I did have a type. If I liked someone, they didn't look like that. Grow up. If I like
Let's say, that was what made me laugh.
If I like someone and they didn't look like that, I'm not going to go up to them and be like, do you know what, usually I date, but anyway, just like that, just so you can have that information. Why do I need to hear that? What?
I would only say that if I'm willing to end the relationship. Like, I literally say, I'm throwing you a bone. If I want to...
I'm doing you a favour. Do you understand? I date 10s. You're a 6. You're a 6. I wouldn't even usually date you.
That's what I'm doing at Pop the Balloon. You know when you watch a show, something you actually imagine, how would I react if someone turns and tries to talk to me sideways?
Yeah, of course. Whenever I watch those shows, I'm like, if I was in this lineup, would I have Pop the Balloon? And more times, it's a yes.
Yes. Before they even open their mouth, watching it, pump, pump, pump.
And why did you pop your balloon? The fit. Because I'm not just looking at those girls being like...
Are you the girl that would do the fit? Because to me, I'm not that bothered about the fit. Unless they come in looking absolutely heinous.
Sorry. There was one guy whose outfit was... It was when it was the boys' turn to pop the balloons. Yeah. There was a guy in jorts or shorts. And he said he was 30. I said, oh my God.
Maybe it was hot outside.
And those are the shorts that you chose to wear. Like, this outfit is so dead. I cannot even describe how dead this outfit is. And you know what's crazy about that show as well? Sometimes there's some of those outfits I'm like, this is so garish. Yeah. And the girls will be like, I love your fit. I'm convinced American people do not have style.
No. What makes me laugh is that everyone always dresses as if they go to a
completely different event.
Even the girlies, some of them come in like ball gowns.
Wedding reception guests.
And then
wedding guest attire.
Some of them are wearing like just, I mean, the
cutouts. In the cowboy.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, where are you going? And then the other girl who's wearing like the silk slip dress.
Yeah, I mean,
very modest, like she's going to church.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm always so confused. Like,
what's the prom?
Do you know what?
What was the prom?
I think it's like make a great impression.
They're like, where would you wear to a date?
Actually, yeah. Do you know what? If you did that,
and if that's what you would wear to a date, it's gonna be a no.
Yeah, true.
It's gonna be a no. I'm sorry. And then they'll be, I came straight from work. I don't care. The guy
with the crochet hat, the colourful crochet, and he had mouth
about people's fit. You're wearing a doily on your head. And so many people are like, yeah, I love your fit. The fit is not good. The fit is not good. I don't know what rock you guys are sleeping under, but because you don't have style, you don't realise what other people don't have style. He's wearing every colour under the sun on his body, talking about how, oh yeah, just the way you're dressed.
I just think like the fit part of it is like...
And then he'll be saying, yeah, those are the people who are like, I'm an artist. You're dressed like literally cookie cutter artist outfit, just wearing the weirdest shit you've ever seen in your life. That's not style. You don't have style.
I will say, like, okay, fit is important, but if you had a great personality, you had really, like, the values were all there, I think fit could change. Have you not seen the Black Wife effect? Not saying that my man will be white, but like, I'm just trying to say that.
Look at jumping to defend herself.
I'm just trying to say, like, having the Black Wife changes
I'm not trying to dress a man.
I don't want to be just a man, but I definitely... You've seen how I dress will influence you to
It will actually... It would actually give me the ick.
So you have to... I don't...
If I saw, like, if he was hot, like, face, body...
Yeah.
Then you was wearing some absolutely dead outfit. Because I'm actually now questioning whether you have sense in your head.
Yeah, true.
Who told you to put these things together? Or to go to the shop and even buy them?
But what if your man is, like, he's not the best dressed?
Colourblind. That's the only excuse that you can have. I literally didn't know what colour these clothes are because in my mind they're all blue. I can't see colours. Then I'd be like, okay, that's fair. You didn't know. But when you're like, yeah, so what I love about these Gucci shoes is that like tomato. I actually don't want to date someone who has a sense of style like that. I want you to be able to dress yourself where you're not like, you look crazy.
But just like, normal.
But yeah, I also don't know if I want someone who's like, yeah, I spend a lot of money and a lot of time to look homeless. Like, pass.
I think, do you know what? If a guy follows the school of Steve Harvey, where he was like, you need to have X amount of blazers, coloured shirts. Yeah. Just do that. There's a guy on TikTok. Okay,
that's the school of 60-year-olds.
No, he dresses so well. Like he literally gives style tips for men, and he becomes more attractive because actually no, you're right. He becomes more attractive because he dresses so well. And but he also has like good. He wears like, I would say not wild stuff, but like he wears different colours. But let me see.
Wild.
I need to find him because I think he is a great
If someone is dressed badly, you will get the ick.
Yeah. Oh wait, sorry. Someone dressed badly.
Yeah, if someone cannot dress themselves.
Like you don't. How bad is it? Because if it's like
everything's ill-fitting. He's come to the wedding. He's figured out you have to wear a suit. The suit doesn't fit.
Okay. I would.
The trousers is high.
Even though he does not
Capris,
know.
Actually.
Before we have even got to the wedding, we would have ironed this out.
No, the second date was the wedding. You said, I know this is crazy, but we had such a good time on our date. I'm going to the wedding. Do you want to come with me? And you said,
to be a +1.
And then when you get there,
you're like... okay. I'm not okay. I don't think...
Also, on the first date, the outfit was kind of shaky.
I don't think it'll be an ick for me, because I do feel like clothes can change. You
don't have style.
No, I do have... I do have style.
Shoshanna does look very stylish today.
Yeah, I mean... Reasons one. I'll be honest, I feel this... I've even noticed like my style needs... I need this.
You say this every time we talk about this.
Yeah, but this time I'm like, I am invested. Once I get through a few things, I'm going to do a revamp. You can be part of the journey if you want.
And you said this last time.
I did, but this time I mean it.
Okay, well, I look forward to my invite.
No, because last time I didn't actually act. So all I did was take things out, but I haven't put things back in.
It's very funny that you mentioned this because I literally today went through my wardrobe and a lot of stuff is going.
Yeah, that's. I think.
I don't really like having a lot of things either. Though. No. I think that's the thing. Like, I get to a point where I'm like, there's too much stuff in this room and it needs to go.
I think I'm always worried. Like,
I don't want to buy any clothes.
I just feel like there's maybe some gems that are like at the back of the wardrobe that I've missed.
There is. And do you know why? Because if they were gems, you would have remembered them and gone looking for them.
That's true.
Like, I've noticed when I pack stuff away,
you remember and then you like.
If I don't remember them, they're not. Yeah, they're not things that I love.
But that being said,
that's what Marie Kondo said. If it doesn't spark joy, chuck it in the bin.
But I do also think it's good to have some scraps every now and again because there's always going to be someone to have a themed party and then you realise you have something there for that theme.
Yes, a friend of ours is having a theme party and I literally looked at the inspiration picture and I said, this is the antithesis of my style.
Oh, have you got it? You got stuff?
No.
Oh, I've got stuff already.
I would never dress like that. It was really like, I was like, oh.
No, do you know what? Thankfully, I have stuff from when I went on holiday.
Okay, where you were trying to do boho.
It wasn't even boho. I bought a trouser that looks a bit bohemian-ish because I was in Thailand and it was so freaking hot. So I was like wearing that. Hopefully the weather would stand because if it was the same weather as the last party.
I bought a shawl.
Yeah.
That I thought was really cool and it cost like £5 at TK
yeah,
Maxx.
I was gonna say
And then brought it home and immediately was like, why did I buy this? There's nothing that goes with this in my house. I don't dress like this.
Wait, so you just bought the shawl? What are you gonna do?
I was gonna wear it. It's like an over thing.
Okay, cool.
That's what I've got.
That's
what I've got.
I've got a little.
And now I'm thinking I want to just buy one thing. So maybe I'll just buy a dress or something and be like,
okay,
that's
just
it.
Yeah.
I don't want to invest in several pieces.
That was the other thing. I don't want to invest too much because I realized I do have enough. And I have one scrap thing where I was like, I should have chucked it, but I kept it. And that's what I'm going to use as well.
So, should we get on to our review of the week?
Let's just do that.
So, I know you've all been waiting desperately to hear our review of season 3 of Scandal. We're picking up where we left off in season 2, which is that Olivia has been named the president's mistress. But don't worry, they've got a plan.
Oh, yeah.
And the plan is to set up the press secretary as the actual mistress. So in that first episode back, like, Olivia's basically coming to terms with, like, trying to make peace with a world in which she's been outed as the mistress.
Yeah.
And actually her family, her father and the president, because he knows he won't be able to continue to fuck her if she is outed, help come up with an idea to cover up the mistress thing.
Yeah.
So the press secretary takes the hit. She's really upset because she's like, I haven't been sleeping with him.
Yeah.
But then they offer her a bunch of money. And she says, yes, it was me. And she takes the money. Yeah. And Olivia's like, oh no. But, not enough to stop.
Oh, yeah.
So then, the next move. You would think after this, Olivia would be like, I feel like our business is done. You know? Yeah. But they say, hi, we'd like to hire you for the campaign. The election campaign. And she's like, okay. Just very wild. She doesn't seem to learn her lessons, ever. Yeah. And I get it. That's how they met on the election campaign. She really thrives, blah, blah. She's the best in the business. Yeah. I just don't think... by season 3, it's quite clear that she can't do her job objectively when it comes to Fitz.
No. I mean, can you blame her?
I'm going to gloss right over that. So, there is a bit here. There's a really interesting bit that happens. I think it's like episode 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Basically, Olivia's mum... Olivia speaks to her mum and her mum says to her, oh, if I was you, I'd stop wasting my time with the president because he'll only ever see you as the help. And it really sticks in her head. Like, she can't shake it. She goes to their house and their son has decided that... So they're doing a family interview to show that everything is good post the reveal of him cheating, which is now the second time he's cheated on his wife while a serving president. Yeah. Which, keep that in mind. As if a real life president could cheat on his wife twice and still be sitting in the seat. Look what happened to Bill Clinton.
Yeah, because technically he was what do you call it? Impeached, yeah.
Anyway, they're gonna have this interview and their son is planning to wear a shirt that says that has the rival candidate on it. So they basically are like to Olivia, can you sort this out? And then Olivia's like, sure, I'm just the help. And Fitz is like, what do you mean? I love you. And it's like, but yeah, you knew that when you got hired for a job. That's what happens. People hire the help. That's what you do. You don't get... if we were doing this as a mate and I really respect you as a person, I wouldn't have submitted a formal...
application.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, yeah, you're the help. And it sucks.
Yeah.
And she says, and then there's a bit at the end where she's speaking to Cyrus, she's like, we're always going to be on the outside, aren't we? Like, we're the help. And he's like, we're the people that come in and clear up their messes. You know?
Which is,
you knew that when you picked up the job, but then she's feeling bad for herself. But
I mean, perfectly honest, has she kept the lines clear in terms of her role as the campaign manager to get him elected, and then she became the comms secretary or director? It would have been fine. She knew what her role was, but because she was in his bed, she elevated her role.
She thinks she's about to be the first lady.
It's true.
That is her problem. Every day
we sound like Rowan, but yeah.
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 She always thinks she's about to be the first lady, and it's like, and I get why Rowan's so frustrated with her. It's like, I didn't raise you to be your dream to be someone's wife.
Yeah.
But that's what she wants.
Yeah.
Episode 3, there's a bomb scare. A woman has brought a bomb into the White House, and who has to go in and basically speak to her and try and sort it out but Olivia. And because Olivia's in there, they can't shoot the woman, and this and that and the other, and I'm like,
That's
S3.
and no, that scene where she like stands him outside from the window and then the gun like they're planning to kill the woman. But Olivia stands there going, "No, you can't kill me because Fitz won't allow it."
Yeah, but then both Fitz and Jake are like, "Don't shoot." Why did you say don't shoot? Why did you say don't shoot?
And that is the antithesis of the relationship. This love triangle.
A nightmare this season. Dealing with them being like, well, we're not friends anymore because we love the same girl. You should leave her alone. No, you should leave her alone. And then Olivia's just like, both of you can get it. Both of you can get it.
Probably do.
Both of you can get it. I don't know why you're fighting. There's enough of me to go around. Okay? The same way Fitz is, I'm sharing Fitz with Melly. You can share me with Fitz, okay? We learn that Fitz, so that there's been this bubbling about this mission that Fitz did, this mission Fitz did, and Olivia's desperate to know what the mission was, and like, what was the mission about? And we basically learned that Fitz and Jake were in a mission that shot down a plane that Olivia's mum was supposed to be on. Yeah. But Olivia's dad had pulled her off the plane because at this point he figured out she was a terrorist. Yeah. And he said, I can't afford for you to just be dead on this plane. I'm going to put you in a hole. And also you're my wife. It's kind of weird, I don't want to kill you, but you are a criminal and I need to keep an eye on you. So this is how Olivia learns that her mum, who she's basically helped escape from prison, is in fact a terrorist. So now she's trying to undo what her meddling has done. Yeah. And there was a lot, I feel like from this point onwards, there was a lot of Olivia having to undo meddling that she's done without proper thought and foresight. Yeah. And it kind of messes with that thing of, like, Olivia is the smartest person in the room. Yeah. Because she gets played throughout the series. She's getting played constantly. She's easily manipulated, actually. Yeah. She loves Fitz. She hates her dad. Yeah. So if you tell her son dad's done something, she's going to believe it. And she has convinced herself that her and her mum have the best relationship in the world. But then they recontextualise those memories and it's like, actually, she was never there. She was always travelling. She always had some job over somewhere. And there was a guy that would call her house and, you know, ask for a woman by a different name every now and then. It's like, she was so obviously a spy. How did I not figure that out? So that takes us to episode 5, which I think is like the correspondence dinner. Yes. And Liv decides to go with Jake as her date.
Which is problematic, yeah.
She wears a gorgeous black and white dress.
It's seared in my memory.
She looks good, bitch. She looks good. I said, that's the only thing I'm taking away from this episode. Yeah. Jake looked nice, but Jake was like, you just brought me here to make Fitz jealous. You don't even really care about me.
Yes, she did.
And she's like, no.
But we all know she did.
Of course, I'm not wearing this dress for me.
Yeah, and I'm not wearing this dress for you either. Like, this is for Fitz to see when he's on the stage and making jokes. He looks down and he sees me.
Doing a polite little... Almost a good one. Remember when I used to read your jokes and they were good?
And I used to write your jokes for you?
Yeah, because I do everything, because I'm the help. That woman she wants to support a man so badly.
I can't speak on what happens in later seasons, but like, yeah. It's interesting.
She is giving, I would like to find a man who could lead me. Yeah. If she was in Pop of the Balloon, she would like, I'm waiting for a man to lead me.
And it's so ironic because she's like, okay, we're going back to the whole doubles partner or yin or yang because Olivia is very much a strong woman. She's dominant. Everything's handled. She has it all. But when it comes to men...
And the toilet.
Yeah. Like her biggest weakness is men.
But I feel like we talked about this in the previous podcast, and I think I've realised it for having watched it this time round. Her issue is her daddy issues.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah.
She's dating men that are incredibly similar to her father. Yeah. And wondering why they're not successful relationships. Okay, Fitz is emotionally available, but he's quite literally unavailable.
Literally.
You know, Jake is, again, emotionally unavailable, but through his job, it's not a good choice. He's kind of unavailable. And your entire relationship would be you being like, hey man, please don't kill my friend, and him being like, I might have to kill your friend. Like, and then what, you're going to eat dinner and like take your kids to soccer? No, this is not going to work. Wild. So yeah, she's just stuck in this doomed... She needs to go to therapy, is what she needs to do.
Yeah, and it's ironic, like, there's no scene of her in therapy.
No.
Not one.
I feel like therapy wasn't very popular back then. Like, you couldn't make a show without having a therapy scene.
Yeah, it's true.
But then it was like...
For her to be talking... Like, she's more willing to talk to, like, maybe Abby or Huck. But she can't tell them everything. No. Because by that point, they don't know.
Yeah,
because they still think that the affair was a rumor. Even actually, some people did know by this point.
Yeah, I feel like they know, but it's kind of like it's not something to talk about.
Yeah.
Like,
that and Defiance, you can't talk about either one of those.
Cannot talk about Defiance.
No one can talk about Defiance.
We also get a really fun cameo this season, which is Lisa Kudrow playing the other Republican candidate.
Yeah.
She is very fun in this. Lovely to see her. Yeah. And her whole storyline is that she had a child as a young woman, as a teenager, as a young woman. And they thought she gave that child up, but what you find out is that her mum basically raised the child as her sister.
Which happens.
Which does happen, but what a way to find out, you know, because your sister doing running it for election, and you know the bloody spies of Cyrus Beam have dug up the truth of that.
Going into politics is not for the weak, honestly.
No,
it's not.
Her daughter then also starts having a relationship with what's his name? Why can't I remember his name?
Well, in Pope and Associates.
Yeah.
No. The black guy.
Yeah.
Did you see? Oh yeah, Harrison.
Yeah, Harrison.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Jackson. No, Harrison. Yeah, they're like sleeping together, because the thing that sort of wraps up the Lisa Kudrow storyline is her house gets broken into and someone steals a laptop with all of her campaign plans on it.
Yeah.
You then find out that it was in fact her daughter who staged the break-in to try and fuck with the other candidate, and so Pope and Associates have to be like, well, basically. They're like, Lisa Kudrow decides she doesn't want her daughter's career to be ruined by this scandal, so she just decides to drop out of the running. It's a shame. It's like a 4-episode arc. It's nice to see her.
It's not, yeah, do you know what? I felt like usually with Scandal is like a story an episode, but actually it's quite nice to kind of have this continuous storyline go all the way through.
And the reason why we're spending so much time with her is because Olivia has decided not to run Fitz's campaign, but is in fact running Lisa Kudrow's campaign. Yeah. But then that, of course, fizzles out.
Yeah.
We also learned this season about Melly's rape.
Yeah.
Trigger warning.
Yeah.
It was a really sad storyline. And that episode is, you know, even though I knew what was coming because I've watched it before, I still found it quite moving. That bit at the end when she, you know, comes back to bed and he's like, "Oh, come here." She's like, "I want to take a shower." Like that whole scene.
Yeah.
I really wish she obviously I wish she'd said something.
Yeah.
She does not tell Fitz what happened. She doesn't tell anyone what's happened.
Okay.
Yeah. She had not to that point. Yeah. The point when it happened, she doesn't tell Fitz.
Okay.
At the point where they reveal the rape, however, is when she
it's still in the season. Okay, cool. Yeah. Sorry, I thought it was late in the season.
Is when she is asking Olivia to do a DNA test because she's not sure if her son is hers, is Fitz's, which is why she has kept him at arm's length ever since, which doesn't actually track.
Well, why she kept Fitz at arm's length?
Yeah. Because theoretically, she's kept him at arm's length. She had that baby.
But no, which one? New baby?
No, the son. The son that...
Shoot, sorry.
The son that was in the interview was going to wear the t-shirt.
Yeah, but that was Jerry.
No, I know, but she's saying that... They're saying that ever since she had Jerry, who was, 14, 15 years old, they've not been anywhere near each other.
Oh, yeah, but they have another child, didn't they? Yeah,
but they have another child. And also 15 years is a long time.
Yeah, true.
To have, like, been like, I guess we're just never going to have sex again.
Well, I think, he did say that he had tried. He had tried. So I think they had sex at maybe another point to have the girl, but that was it. Yeah,
it doesn't... I just don't... Yeah, I think there's something about it that doesn't... Because their whole thing for... The thing that makes the affair okay, right, in Fitz's head and in Olivia's head is that like him and Melly haven't had sex in years. In my head, years was like 5 years. According to the story, in years was like, from the very beginning, basically.
True, actually.
And that can't, like you said, doesn't make sense because they have another kid, and it doesn't make sense because they have that third kid.
Yeah, but that third kid is for another reason.
Yeah, but you are having sex then. You are capable of having sex with each other.
Yeah, but when they had sex for that third kid, it was
we weren't there.
Yeah, of course we weren't there, but the impression was given was like, we're doing this for our country, not like I'm doing this because I want to make love to you.
We're still doing it.
Yeah,
so
but
if the issue was that we
he's a man.
Do it, let me finish.
The man come, yeah.
You will defend this man until the day you die, and you have to relax. You got so passionate just then.
I'm just trying to say, like, if you told Fitz, sleep with this woman that you have known, I don't think it's going to take him.
But that's not the issue. The issue is her, right?
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, if they were able to have sex, then they were able to have sex.
Yeah.
So I'm not understanding why they were not able to have sex. Do you understand?
Because she didn't want to have sex with him.
But you did. So once you broke the seal, why are you then like, I'm going to continue to not have sex with him? That's the part that's not making sense to me.
Look, I think there are some relationships, unfortunately, where they're not having sex regularly, but they have sex once in a blue moon.
That's not what he said. That's what I'm saying. The story doesn't actually make sense. But
unless you're taking it very literally.
I'm following what you guys have told me. And what you guys have told me is the problem with your marriage is you guys haven't had sex in years. That's what you said the problem was.
Yeah.
Now you're trying to tell me you haven't had sex in a good 15 years, but you've got 2 to 3 kids.
Yeah, okay.
And if I'm Melly and my issue is like, oh, I feel really dirty, whatever, at the point where we have sex again and nothing bad happened, I didn't die, like, I don't know, I'd be like, oh, we can do this again, I guess. Yeah. So I'm trying to understand why the guard comes down and she's able to do it like one time and get pregnant, and then the guard comes back up, and then the guard comes back down, and then the guard comes back up. And that's not the way that Fitz has communicated.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? We're not there.
We weren't there.
We weren't there for any of the conceptions.
I think the story doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But then we learn about that rape, and then if you were not a May fan before this, I think everybody who watches the show learns that, and it's like, oh, suddenly a lot of stuff about her makes sense. Yeah. And honestly, rewatching it this time, I was like, Melly hasn't done anything. I don't understand why he has such vitriol towards her. Like, he hates her.
I think he hates her because he's jealous of her.
He hates her.
Because I think, you know what? And it will... I think it comes out at parts in this season as well. It's like the fact that...
She's a better shot than him.
Yeah, she's a better shot than him. She is incredibly gifted. She was really smart. But she left her promising career to be with Fitz because, you know, Fitz was on that track to, you know, be governor, is it governor, whatever that thing was first, and then for presidency. And so she stepped back so that he could shine. But really and truly, she is a political mastermind. This comes as like bread and butter to her. And she knows that she probably would be better.
100%, but who told you to do that?
Again, we are going back to the whole question of yin and yang. This is, I think, the name of the episode. Yin and yang or double partners. You have to make your choice. If you want to be doubles partners, then it's going to be a struggle. Then one of you will have to become a yin to your yang. So she had to step back and lower herself so that he can lead and be the head of the house.
Which is fine. I think she made the choice to do that, and you can't resent him for that reason. But I also think vice versa, he shouldn't resent her for being smarter than him.
Yeah, that's also true.
What's she supposed to do about that?
There's
nothing she could do about that.
That's true.
The agreement here was, I'm here to support you. That's what I'm doing. Yeah. I can't help it if I have good ideas.
Yeah.
That's just built into me. So it feels like, the problem with the two of them, I think you're right, he is jealous of her. But I still don't understand the energy he has for her, he should have for Cyrus. Or,
honestly,
I think, he's a piece of shit, sorry.
Do you know what?
Sorry, I know he's your boy, but...
He's not, I mean, I will say, like, the thing about Fitz,
the
thing about Melly, sorry?
I said you can't even think straight.
Hold up. No. The thing about Melly, I would say, is she is calculated, and that's she's someone that she gives an idea. She doesn't like her idea that she doesn't like it. The idea hasn't been heard, and so she will find every single way possible, step over toes,
but you
go
created
around
a situation which she has to do that.
Yeah, and that's Fitz's fault, and Melly's fault is that she hasn't respected the hierarchy and the way things go, and that's not her. That's not in her nature because she is such a strong character.
Yeah, I think the Melly Fitz thing is really interesting because I think it's about a decision that you make at a point in your life.
Yeah.
That actually before you fully come into yourself, and once you do then come into yourself, you realise this wasn't a good decision to make, but now I'm here. What am I supposed to do? Type thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, the next thing that we learn is that Fitz has bought or built or refurbished a house in Vermont. At the point where it feels like Olivia's starting to be like, yeah, maybe we're not going to be together. Maybe I can live my life on my own. He sends a private plane or helicopter, whatever the hell it is, to take her to Vermont. She gets there, she's like, why have you brought me here, Fitz? Why have you... Because all they do is like scream at each other.
Yeah. Scream or have sex.
Yeah, and he's like, I bought this house for us. When I retire or whatever, when I lose and I'm done being president, we're going to live here together. We're going to have 8 kids. I'm like, how old is Olivia?
But
wait 8 years?
Yeah, I think by the way, she's definitely in her late 30s.
And he thinks that she's got time to wait another 4 to 8 years to have
freeze her eggs
and make jam.
Yeah, I mean, come on. This is not Olivia. Let's be for real.
These are the two of you are living in a dream world,
honestly.
A simulation in which you think that you would be even remotely happy making jam and looking at your three beautiful children. Like, you weren't once the president and you weren't once like the world's greatest fixer.
Yeah, come on. Like, I'm so keen to know this story. Of course, Olivia's character is based off a real professional fixer. I would love to learn about her life. Yeah, I know that she's definitely not slept with the president. She made that very clear. But like, I would love to.
So the entire show's fake then.
No, I mean, I think that they had to add that storyline in for because it's Shondaland and there must be an interracial relationship.
There must be. Otherwise the show doesn't work.
Absolutely doesn't. Or the show.
That's why everyone said they did like the new season of Bridgerton. Where was the interracial love?
True. Well, potential. Right at the end, they're teasing that there's gonna be a queer and interracial.
Come on,
just tick both. But yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Well,
actually, you know what? It was not interracial, but it was like different. It was a different.
What do you mean by that? It was different because they were both white. That was the difference. Wow, this is so new.
This is right new. Yeah.
We've never done this before.
Yeah.
They do then end up having sex.
Oh yeah, of course. Absolutely.
They have sex. Their things are back on, kind of.
Yeah.
They're on, but they're not on. We then learn that Huck has decided that he needs to torture Quinn because she's not trustworthy. And I'm just going to use this as the way to get into the whole Huck and Quinn of it all.
Oh God, yeah.
It is by far the most disgusting part of the season.
I have to agree.
It's grotesque.
I have to be honest. I do think there are some actors who cannot kiss on screen, and I think Quinn is one of those actors.
Ooh.
I don't know. It's like she puts her whole mouth into it.
I wasn't even really looking at the mouth action. I think
no, you should because it was just wild.
The connection between pulling out someone's teeth and then being horny. I feel like the fact that this was a primetime show is crazy to me because this is a porn category that you would have to search the dark web for. It's very, very, very borderline BDS. It's so weird. And then he licks her face and they just want to fuck each other so badly. But then she's also with the other guy, and I was like, every time they cut to them, I was like, oh, put me out of my misery, please. I do not want to watch them having another weird interaction where I don't know who's going to pull her hair and then eat her ear wax or something.
It's rank. I don't. Do you know what?
It's too horny. Yeah, it's too horny.
But I also don't understand. To me, I think why I didn't like this storyline at all is because there was no groundwork.
No, I feel like in the previous season they worked very closely together, and I completely see that she's desperate to impress him.
That's true, yeah. Okay.
And I think that maybe that feeling of wanting to impress him has evolved into, oh, maybe it's not that I want to impress him, maybe it's because I want him. You know, I want him to see me, and I want him to know that I see him. But it does feel very I don't know what this does for the show. No, really. I don't think it doesn't really move the story forward to know that the two of them are doing a will they, won't they as well.
Because to me, perfectly honest, if you were going to say two people from like OPA was going to get together, it would have been
Harrison and Abby.
No, it was going to be the white guy from series 1 and Abby. Okay. I know he was planning to get married, so that maybe that would have maybe that could have created a bit of story, but like they had to me the most like chemistry. And you're right, maybe Harrison and Abby perhaps, but Harrison was so like up Olivia's arse. I just can't imagine him like being in a relationship with anyone from OPA unless the relationship he ended up having with the clients. You know, he felt like he was more like that. But yeah, I didn't feel like there was as much of a groundwork. But I do understand like they did actually work closer together, and I felt the friendship or the dynamic they had in previous seasons was because she was using Hux to find out more about what happened to her versus like I like you kind of thing.
It was the game of cat and mouse that made it sexy. Yeah. Like they're like, oh, I'm using the things that you taught me to outsmart you.
Yeah,
and it's like,
true.
Oh, you might be smart, but I'm still the teacher. Yeah. And it's like, okay. It doesn't need to be horny though. Like we didn't need the horny scene. That's what I'm saying. Like,
we have enough sex with Fitz and Olivia and Fitz and Jake, which this season.
Ooh, Fitz and Jake are like, ooh, I missed that one.
Olivia and Jake come in. I mean, Fitz and Jake, that would be wild. But the way that they were going, like they've all slept with Olivia. So what's the point?
I would watch that show.
I would. Let's not even go. I was going to say, who do you think will be top and who's going to be bottom? But I don't want to even indulge this conversation. I don't want to indulge this conversation at all.
This is a perfect segue into my favourite storyline of the season.
Go on.
That Sally Langston's husband is good. That storyline is so wild.
It's so wild.
From start to finish. We find they're trying to seduce Sally Langston's husband because they're like, oh, he's out a lot. They go with big hookers, all these different female hookers. Nothing's happening. Then they spot him talking to Cyrus's husband, and they're like, oh, I figured it out. Let's hoe out your husband to try and get him to try and seduce him, and then we can take pictures of him having an affair. So his husband, not only does his husband realise he's been hoed out, he fucks him.
Yeah, because it is like, oh, this is it. You really want me to do this? I'll say less.
He's like, those pictures weren't just pictures, baby. He was in and out of me. He was in and out of me. And you made me do that, which is crazy conversation. To be telling someone, I cheated on you, but you forced me to. You actually forced me to do that.
It's wild.
Then the next thing you know, Sally stabbed her husband.
Yeah, that was also wild.
Because she's like, I can't believe you put me in a situation where a picture's about to come out of you fucking Cyrus's husband. Like, what's going on? And then she's like, oh, I didn't stab him. The devil came into me and he made me stab him. I was like, this is so crazy.
I mean,
He's so crazy.
There are definitely points in this whole show where it moves from drama to
melodrama.
No, so what's it called? Telenovela. Yeah. Honestly, it has all the tropes of a telenovela because
Cyrus was at home crying and throwing up, looking at the time. Where's my husband? Where's my husband?
You know where your husband is. You hold him out.
He was literally shaking in that house.
Oh my God.
Clutching their adopted daughter, being like, Daddy will be home soon.
That poor child is...
I know that Daddy will be back.
That child has been like just a pawn. Like, yeah.
Crazy. Anyway, so Sally stabbed her husband. She calls Cyrus, as you do. Yeah. Cyrus comes over. He's like, I'm going to help you cover up the murder of your husband.
Why does everyone not call the police first? I mean, yeah, for obvious reasons.
Because they want to stay in power. Yeah. So Cyrus ends up covering up the murder of the man that he basically set up to get murdered because he wanted to get rid of Sally Langston. So then he's starting to feel guilty. He's like, I may or may not have led to another gay man being murdered for being gay. But not guilty enough to put my hands up. just guilty enough for an episode or two.
Yeah.
Anyway, everyone's having a good time.
Yeah.
Now, this is a shared thing with Melly, who was like, hold on, I never said you should send your husband in there. Don't put this on me.
This has got nothing to do with me. Again, Melly is she is well versed and calculated.
Cyrus said, no, you are in it. She was like, but also to be fair, she didn't say send to your husband.
No,
she said,
didn't.
Don't do that. I think that's a bad idea. He said, my husband would never cheat on me.
Listen to me now.
But he was like, trust me, that's what I thought about my husband. Now look at me. You want to go down the same road as me, continue as you're going. But then we get introduced to, because Sally's now, I can't remember if she's like out of the picture or she's decided she's going to run in opposition to... Yeah, she's running in opposition to Fitz now. So she's no longer his running mate. So Fitz brings on a new running mate. Yeah. Who is this hot other guy.
Oh, he is hot.
Who was his, like, deputy governor or something. Yeah. Basically, they've worked together before.
Andrew, yeah.
Yeah. Andrew and Melly are like... Melly's like, happy to see him. It's like, oh, remember, we always used to hang out, blah, blah, blah. Andrew's immediately like, I've got a crush on Melly. It's just so obvious. He's like, the minute he's like, I'm trying to get in there because what you're saying.
Melly, I was so happy for Melly. I was like,
so was I.
I'm like, get some.
Get it. But she was like, no, I can't have the first one. I said, your husband is literally blowing someone's back out.
Your husband has bought a house
right now.
Your husband has bought a house for your
his mistress. His hoe.
You're not part of the conversation.
He's bought a house for his hoe, and you're worrying about doing a little smooch. Girl, if you don't, I will.
I don't condone this behaviour, but please.
I feel like if my friend came to me and said, well, you know how Bob has been cheating on me. Well, I've met a nice boy. I'll be like, yeah, do what you need to do, girl.
I'll be like, divorce him and then do you.
Oh, of course, divorce that. At the point where you're telling me you're not planning to divorce that man, because I shouldn't be the first person to explain to you that it's time to divorce. You're coming to tell me, oh, for the 5th time you cheated on me. You're not going nowhere. And so I'm not going to waste my time saying divorce. I'm going to say, do what you need to do, sis. I love that for you, sis. And I'm not gonna say anything else.
Yeah.
But yes, they have an affair.
Yeah.
But then their kids walk in on them. Oh yeah. They're walking on Melly doing the with Andrew.
I was gonna say, I loved that episode. It was like, we don't touch the first ladies because of all the paintings around them. I thought it was quite sweet. But also, when the kids walked in, like,
and then she's like, it's not what it looks like, which is crazy. Your dress is up your armpits. Being like, me and Uncle Andrew I'm cleaning the table. Girl, you're
naked,
bent over, getting pounded, talking about this is not what it looks like. I understand when people say this is not what it looks like when they're like sat across from each other.
Yeah, but
you are not dressed. He is not
just
dressed.
Say, this is what it looks like. It is what it is.
Just say sorry. Just say,
and just keep it moving. Like, honestly.
Sorry, I didn't think you guys would be here. Honestly, like, I'm embarrassed. This was embarrassing.
Yeah, like, it is what it is.
So then the kids are like to the dad, you've got to leave her. She's a hoe. And she's like, Fitz is fuming, of course, because Fitz is the only person on the planet who's like, you can't touch my shit. This is my shit. He doesn't want Jake to touch Olivia. He doesn't want Andrew to touch Melly. Because that's my shit. You don't touch my shit. This is my shit.
Wow. Men. Yeah.
They get rid of Andrew. They say, get that nigga out of here now. And then Melly's basically like, you have to allow me because I only did this, 5 times? Whereas every day. And he's like, no, you make me sick. You make me sick because I've been trying to have sex with you.
Okay, and
you don't want to have sex with me.
And this is the mouse. Yeah, the mouse is mafia.
And then she says, I can't have sex with you because your dad raped me.
Yeah.
So that is how Fitz finds out about what happened to Melly. And then, as with I feel like the end of every season, or like when it feels like Melly and Fitz might have run out, like this might be it for them. There comes some sort of revelation or event that fuses them back together again. Yeah. And after that reveal, he's like, I've got to stand by her. Yeah. Like, I owe her now. Like, I've got to take care of her. Yeah. And also, Fitz's dad is dead now, so she probably does feel a bit more comfortable to say that. Like, I can't imagine what it would have been like to say that about your husband's dad and then have him be like, cool, I'm just going to call him and ask him if that happened. Like, no. Yeah. So then, I have one note here, which was the amount of interviews that they do as a family.
Oh yeah, true.
Is nuts.
That episode.
Imagine if Joe Biden was on TV once a month. with his whole family. They are always doing press.
Yeah, which is so weird.
It doesn't happen.
No, it doesn't at all. Like, honestly, I don't think I've seen in my lifetime
the
Obamas like with all the kids there. Like, no, maybe when they were in the election process, perhaps, but even in this country, you wouldn't see Tony Blair, Sherry Blair, the kids. What kids?
In their house being like,
hey.
This is our favourite room to be in.
No, honestly, I just want to know you're in the country and your wife is supporting you and you're happy. But also, run the country well.
And also, I don't... This was the first time I've realised, like, they literally be having interviews every other episode. Like, it's bizarre.
Yeah.
And this version of America is crazy.
But I also
the president is cheating every other week. He's dragging his family on TV every other week. Like,
basically cheating, but we're happy. Cheating, but we're happy.
It's fine.
Yeah.
She's forgiven me. It's fine. So then, also going on, you know, the other storyline is that Jake and Huck bring down B613.
Yeah.
But in bringing down B613, Jake becomes the head of B613. And he says to Olivia,
you can't lose command.
You can't kill command.
Can't kill command, yeah.
He says to Olivia, I don't want to do this. Run away from me. And she's like, well, no, we can't do that. Where would we go? And he's like, oh, okay, I'm actually begging you to save me. I'm begging you right now. This is your whole job.
Let us go.
I can't do this. I'm really
Handle
scared.
me.
I'm going to do something I don't like. And she's like, I can't help you. And then he ends up shooting Cyrus's husband.
That was wild. That was sad.
That was sad.
Yeah,
that was sad. But also, Joe was crazy. He did that. And I was like, I still pick Jake. Even as he was shooting them, it was hot. When he came up to him, he was like, listen, this could be quick. It's okay, I'm here with you. I'm not going to let you die alone.
No, I'm really sorry. I know, no.
Babe.
I'm sorry, it's not Jake. It's not.
It's always
I
Jake.
know that Fitz. I know that Fitz. Wait. Have we... He killed the bold, the
old lady, yeah.
He killed the old lady.
Yeah, exactly. So Fitz is a murderer.
Yeah.
Before you hop in.
No. I get it. Like, they're both
And he shot down the plane that killed like 200 people.
Yeah, we didn't see that one. Sorry,
But we've heard about it.
Yeah, we heard about it. So did Jake. Jake was part of the mission as well?
But he didn't press the button.
They were all in. They're all in military. They're all in military. So I'm expecting some kills. But what I'm saying is this: Fitz is the president of the United States, and his body is good for his age.
His body is good, but Jake's body is great.
Yeah, sure.
What the hell? He's the president.
For his age.
He's the president of America, and his body is good. That's not good enough.
Sorry. My guy has all the codes. He runs the country.
And guess who runs the president? B613. Yeah. So you go marry your little president.
I will.
And I'll be whispering to my husband.
Fam has a house in Vermont that we can live.
White House.
So we can live a quiet life together.
The Vermont house.
I don't mind. Like, I'm sorry. Fitz just has the power.
Jake is
there doing an apology. Fitz was like, sorry. Boom. Dead. To the woman. That was really sad, man. That one was harsh. But I'm always people.
So you're saying you love a man who was heartless? Got it. I just don't understand
why Olivia's fighting between one murderer and another. I don't understand.
All we need is for her to kill someone now, and then it's Ethan Stevens, isn't it?
Yeah, true.
Also, another storyline is this whole Adnan Sai fucking guy.
Oh yes, yeah.
Who I thought was gonna be a guy for some reason
Same.
to begin, because I'm pretty sure Adnan is like a boy's name.
Same.
And then she turns out she's like a hot lady who's British, and she's like, "Oh, Harrison, remember me?" And it's like her and Harrison were doing a deal, and then she abandoned Harrison, and then now she's back, but she's actually working with Olivia's mum to create a bomb to sell bombs to terrorists, and she uses Harrison by being like, as women always do in this show, there's something about this show in particular where the women are like, pussy, the power of the pussy, I'm going to fuck you to get what I want. I can fuck to get what I want.
And then she does, and then
she then gets scared and is like, Olivia's mum is kind of crazy, and I don't know if I want to work with her anymore, but I also don't think I can not work with her because she will kill me because she killed someone in front of me. And I can't remember, does the bomb, what was the storyline with that bomb?
They were going to use that bomb to bomb the Congress and all the politicians at the funeral of another, was it not Secretary of State, what's the judges?
It was a woman, wasn't it? It's that woman that gets killed.
No, it was the husband, it was a man. and he was
same
judge. Like, what do you call the judges?
Supreme Justice.
Supreme Court. He had died. That wasn't the one.
Actually, didn't it? It actually turned out to be a double bluff, right? Because they thought, oh, she's gonna bomb at the funeral, so don't go to the funeral.
Yeah.
They don't go to the funeral. The bomb doesn't go off. Oh, they almost kill Sally, but then they don't.
Yes, I thought the bomb does go off.
The bomb does go off.
And Sally's there, like, because the guy was like, and Leo was like, get your face dirty, pretend Sally you're part of it, and then she was there like doing a prayer. I mean, that was again going back to the Trump thing. When you have those killer photos, that sell your leadership, that was that photo.
So they found out about the bomb, and Cyrus went, hey Sally, you should still go to the funeral, because his plan was like, she'll die at the funeral.
Yeah, that was crazy.
And then we won't have anyone running against us. They think because the bomb has gone off, crisis averted, whoever was trying to kill the president won't want to do that anymore.
Yeah.
And so they go and do a campaign speech. Yeah. It's the whole family, Fitz, Melly, Jerry, that girlie. And all of a sudden, Jerry starts having a fit.
Yeah, coughs blood.
And dies.
Yeah.
On stage.
Yeah.
Because actually, that was what Olivia's mum's plan was all along.
Yes.
Or was it B613?
It was
and
B613,
because the security guard, the head of like the secret security, like he is B613.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we find actually that is
and they had to do that because Jake was like, if we don't do something, she's just gonna keep trying to get to them. So we chose to sacrifice the son.
Yeah. And then as a result of the boy dying, Fitz ends up winning because when the bomb,
so they fixed it again.
Yep. Unfortunately, because when Sally won, when Sally went to that funeral, funeral and was supporting and showing her leadership, people were like, "Yeah, Sally's gonna win."
And that's why Biden said he's got COVID.
Has he got COVID?
That's what he said. He can't do a campaign speech because he's got COVID. So now imagine if he gets COVID now. Everyone going to vote for him. This is exactly the same storyline.
I don't think it's going to be that.
Yeah, that's how it works. No.
I don't think it works like that. But, I think it needs to be like,
Anyway, at the end of this, Olivia's like, this is too much. This is too much. And Jake is like, this is too much. Should we run away together again? It's just an idea that I'm putting out there. And she's like, yes.
Yeah.
And so the series ends with them getting on a plane being like, oh, and Olivia, her Fitz phone, she like leaves it.
Yeah, chucks it away. Like, great product placement because they've been... That phone doesn't exist anymore. That was a Microsoft phone. Was it Microsoft? Yeah, Microsoft phone doesn't exist anymore. And that's the season. That's the season. That season was, it's... it takes twists and turns every single episode. Actually, every 5 episodes there is some big revelation, and I think a lot of that will continue. But I think a lot of that is definitely influenced by B613, Rowan, the mother, and then everything that's happening with the Fitz and Olivia and the Jake of it all.
I wonder if Shonda Rhimes has written a book about Scandal, because I would love to know what it was like in the how this stuff was plotted, because they get through so much story, so much story, and as we've said before, a modern TV show would have been and then the big thing is going to be the bomb scare.
Literally, what
that's
happens?
Going to be the whole 6. We're going to spend 6 episodes working up to that, or 6 episodes working up to the dead son.
Yeah.
Forgetting all of the other, not having time to do all those other things. I can't imagine how absolutely chaotic, or how, and they're writing and turning out episodes while the show is airing. Yeah. How crazy those rules would have been. Desperate to know. Shonda,
I'm sure she'll have a story one day to talk about it.
If you want to come on the pod, we would be so
that would
honored.
Be a dream.
We would burst into flames.
That would, honestly, her or Issa, but I think on a Scandal perspective, it's a different type of machine. It was in the same era of Grey's Anatomy, which is still going on to this very day.
She was running 2 rooms.
And then How I Met Your Mother. Please. How to Get Away with Murder came
after.
after it came towards the
because isn't there a crossover episode?
There's a crossover episode, but I think the crossover episode is on the How to Get Away with Murder where Olivia goes, but she doesn't come. As far as I know, she doesn't come over. How to Get Away with Murder. Yeah, there's a lot that happened, and you know what? Since you mentioned about this epic speeches, I literally can't unsee it. I can't unhear it. It started with Rowan because Rowan is like you can tell he's a theatre guy. You can tell that his background is theatre. He can deliver a monologue like no other. And now I just hear the voice in everyone. Everyone says it.
Have you noticed how like even for Jake becoming command, the way that his dialogue has shifted, like it's so
his diction, the way he talks. He's like yeah,
because you give everybody a big speech.
Yeah, every single episode. So yeah, Scandal started in 2012. How to Get Away with Murder started in 2014. So it was
crazy.
Yeah, so she was doing 3 by season 3. She was doing 3 writers' rooms.
Literally mad.
I mean, I think How to Get Away with Murder was more led by one of her execs. I think it was Chris. No, but he's also part of this show as well.
Yeah.
Flipping heck. But yeah. Yeah, I can't unsee the monologues. You're right, every single person had a big speech. Every single one. Everyone speaks in the exact same type of way. Everyone delivers the speech with that level of dynamism or whatever that word is.
We are going to, I just had an idea.
Yeah.
When we get to the end of the series, we're going to pick our favourite monologues and we're going to perform them the way that we think we would if we were Scandal characters. And we need to come up with our Scandal characters.
Crap. This is really hard. I need to think of some. Crap.
I mean,
yeah. I have my favourite lines with like Fitz and Olivia, of course. But I need to think about my favourite monologue, and there's quite a few. I mean, yeah, I've got some. I'll have a think. I don't know if I'll be able to deliver it because they do on pace as well.
We have time to practice.
Okay, we do.
It'd be like being in school play.
I
off book by Friday.
I'll be honest, I didn't do the theatre stuff. You guys did.
Who you guys? I'm only one person.
Yeah, the other girlies joined you as well. They were part of that. Me, I was more like maths and English.
Yeah, it's crazy that. Well, why did you laugh at English? Because it wasn't English.
No, maths and
German and French.
German and French, yeah, and history. I was more those. You know.
When did the bubonic plague happen?
I don't know, 1899 or something like that.
1899 is crazy. No, I'm gonna make myself sick.
When did that happen?
You said it so nonchalantly as I don't know, 1899. If that had been right, that would have been so cool, and it wasn't. I
when
know
was
it
the
wasn't.
bubonic plague?
It's like 1600, 1700. What do you mean 1899?
I thought it was not too. Oh yeah, it couldn't have been. Oh, wait, when was it? Okay, it was. It's not giving me a date. Oh, wait. 14th century?
So 1300s.
But it couldn't have been... Wait. When? Oh, when. Sorry, let me actually write. When was the... Also, so random. Why would you expect me to know this information?
Because we did history.
It was from... by the way... Okay. It was... The Black Death in Europe was 1347 to 1351. However... It was in 3 waves from 1300 to the 1900s. So actually, 1899 was like the last.
She's chatting absolute arse.
It started. Yeah. Anyway, the Black Death was 1346 to 1353.
Yeah.
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 I mean, 1899 is a bit far off, but you know.
Well, it was in 2022. It was in 2022.
Yeah.
What
will we do next?
Well, no, my question would be this season or last season. Which did you prefer?
Last season, hands down. I think. Again, I remember just the feeling of watching series 2 and how it elevated so much from series 1 and how much the story. Yes, there was a lot of story and a lot of twists and turns. We had the assassination. We had the development of Fitz and Olivia's relationship. We had the introduction of Jake. This season, there was a lot of really great story. I'm not gonna lie. There's really great like storylines and themes. and it really touches on a lot of subjects and, you know, things like, you know, Melly's rape and B613. But I just loved how series 2 evolved. So I still prefer that as a season. I go back to series 2 more than I do any other season.
I agree with you. I think I found this season to start being a bit silly.
Yeah.
Just a tad bit silly.
Yeah.
But we got more Jake, so can't.
Yeah. I was gonna say, if you love Jake, if you love Rowan, if you love the mum, does you think the mum looks weird?
She does. And also, do you know what doesn't make sense? The mum is British, right? That's what they say. The mum is British. Yeah. Why is she speaking with an American accent?
I have no idea.
It doesn't. It's something they're making up the story as it goes along.
It's the mum. There's something very. I remember when I first saw her on the screen,
because that would have been a great flip if she suddenly dropped the accent. It's like, well, what? You got me.
Yeah.
What can I say?
When she was first on the screen, I was a bit like taken aback, but I don't know what it is.
I was scared.
There's something about her face.
Yeah, there was something kind of weird about it.
Like really cutting.
Intense.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Actually, how does a real life actress look? I like Rowan, but yeah, we'll just like his character will develop further. Olivia's mum on like Scandal. So yeah,
next week
we're
gonna be talking about the bear.
Yep.
Finally, I know you guys have been waiting.
Yeah, no, this is a series that we've put in our
staple
top 10 for the past couple of years. So series 3 is back. We can't wait to watch it.
Back again.
And yeah.
This has been.
Oh yeah, and this has been Scripts and Giggles with Shoshanna
and Marnie.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.